Styrofoam Ralph. It is Thursday night. Let me introduce my brother, my man's 2-5 Sports Reports as ordered in the building. My brother, what is going on with you?
Just chilling, man. You know what I'm saying? Just ready for some fellowship. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
Got some
Yeah.
sports reporters order coming later.
Oh,
You
yes,
know what I'm
sir.
saying? So everybody out there, check out the YouTube page. We everywhere you
Please.
get your podcast.
Hell yeah. About to put that in the motherfucking chat right now so everybody will have access to that link. Sports Reports as ordered. My dog,
Yes, sir.
2-5. And such a pleasure, my dog. And can we, and now that we here, I know Raph isn't here, so we're not going to talk about
Right.
what happened just yet. But man, we were having a corner discussion, and we were talking about. I was asking 2-5 if he thought that the tandem backfield, Asante Samuel and Ty Law were great, and we landed on. I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? We talk about the home run. You said he reminded you of Sammy Sosa. I was thinking more of and we might not like this one, but it's the first one I think about when we talk about boom or bust as far as a corner, and it's Janoris Jenkins. And I feel like when we talk about somebody like him who has the potential to snag anything that's thrown in his vicinity, he also has the tendency to cheat, so he has a tendency to be beat a lot as
You
well.
you
So
know where Asante messed up?
dropping
You
that
already
pass
know it.
against Eli.
Yup, dropping that pass against Eli. He makes that pick, and it's a whole different narrative. It's a
His
whole different
career.
conversation.
Yep.
You know, and,
And
and
it
I
was
hate it. I hate it, right? Because it's easy to point out, but everybody uses these one or two moments to make a
mm-hmm.
definition, right? So
Right.
like for example, if the Chiefs win this weekend and beat the
Mm-hmm.
Ravens, a lot of people are gonna be like, well, was Lamar really the MVP? And it was like,
Oh
well,
yeah,
yes, he really was. Yes. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it really was. Because the postseason is a completely brand new season. I don't care what
Whole
anybody
different
says.
animal.
Even though they play 6 or 7 days after the regular season ends, it's a completely different season. So
Yeah,
I definitely
here's
feel
one for you. Here's one for you. Like San Francisco, all season long, they were number three in giving up rushing yards. They only gave up 92 rushing yards a game, 92.3.
mm,
In their last three games, they've given up 10 more yards than that. Last week against Green Bay, they gave up 136.
come on now,
You know what I'm
come
saying?
on,
It
bro.
just the playoffs is just different.
It's just a really different animal. And speaking of different animals, man, I've maintained my position for a while that Detroit is one of the best teams in the NFC. And I'm not gonna lie, it started with week one. I know Kadarius Toney had the butterfingers. I know it was a bad game for everybody, but for me, it started week one and it has maintained all throughout the season. 2-5. Do you see a legitimate opportunity for the Detroit Lions to go into they're going into San Jose, aren't they?
Right. Yeah.
Right. Go into
Yeah.
San Jose
Yeah, they,
and
they
get it done.
definitely have they definitely have an opportunity. You know, they so for me, you know, me and Residente usually agree with this one, but it comes down to is Detroit going to get Jameer Gibbs involved or not?
Mm,
You know, like so far in the postseason, he's averaging 11.4 yards per touch. You know,
come
so
on now.
more than a first down every time he touches the ball. You
Come
know,
on now.
so when you got something like that, you have to exploit matchups. We got to see if Debo's going to play. You
Right.
know, when Debo doesn't play, or I saw a stat on NFL.com, when he plays 10 snaps or fewer this season, the 49ers are 1-3 and only average 18.8 points. So is he going to play this weekend? The other
That's
part of
impact.
that, the other part of that, Aiden Hutchinson,
Mm,
you know, he's going to have to make life difficult for Brock Purdy. But what I don't want Detroit to do, Aaron Glenn, is all those corner blitzes you did against Tampa, don't do that this week.
yeah, I don't think that's just gonna work. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
don't
think
do
that's gonna
that
work.
this week. But Detroit definitely has a chance. And I mean the line is only I mean it's a 7 point line.
For
You
real.
know, what was odd was I saw one of us, it might have been me even, posted in the group yesterday that Detroit hasn't played on grass since week 9.
I think they said they played inside. They haven't played outside.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They haven't played on grass. Yeah, they haven't played
Yeah.
on grass
So,
since week 9. So, and I had asked, is that a big deal or is that no deal? Or, what do you think?
yeah, no, I mean, of course we aren't going to have to worry about weather in San Francisco.
No, we got to worry about that in Baltimore, though.
Yeah, so it's like, as far as the Lions being a inside team that hasn't played any, outside games, unless there's going to be weather conditions in San Francisco, I don't think that makes any difference whatsoever, period, at all. I don't think that makes any difference at all. I'm pretty sure it's going to be fair weather for that game anyway as well. So
yeah, that's what I've heard so far. But yeah, I think Detroit definitely has a chance to win this game because if nothing else, we saw Brock Purdy have one of the worst halves of the season last week.
Right.
And you give Jared Goff those type of opportunities, he's not inexperienced like Jordan Love, and he's not going to throw the ball across the middle like that.
For sure. Definitely big time. So this Kansas City and Baltimore matchup, I've said before also as well that I enjoy the Baltimore Kansas City matchups. I've enjoyed the Buffalo Kansas City matchups just because of the weight of the games. Like, of course, the playoff games, they always mean more. But the Baltimore Kansas City matchups have always been fireworks as well, dating all the way back, I think, to 2018. I think this weekend coming up, Patrick Mahomes is going to see a real challenge across from him as far as linebacker play from Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen. The linebacker play that he saw from the Buffalo Bills, I don't think they were playing their main linebackers.
No, they had injuries,
Yeah. And when the Kansas City played Miami didn't have their edge rushers, Bradley Chubb, nor Jalen Phillips. So I feel like this is really about to be a good test. And there's a guy from Baltimore, what's his name? Justin M. I don't want to butcher his name, but it's like Mbake or something like that. He's nice. He's good. I saw his stats, and they were lined up against AD's numbers as far as from somebody coming from the 3 or 5 tech. Now, of course, AD was getting those numbers while being triple team, and this guy's not getting triple team with these numbers. So you got to look. But I'm just saying though, he has quite a bit of sacks. I think he has double-digit sacks for interior linemen. So that's definitely pretty well. So I feel like Patrick Mahomes is going to meet his match as far as the defensive unit across from him. What do you say?
So I say I agree, but there's a few things. Baltimore obviously has the number 1 defense in the NFL.
Right.
Little known fact, Kansas City's number 2. And no, like I brought this up last week. No passer has thrown for 300 yards against Kansas City this year. So they got Chris Jones. They got Chris Jones, who's going to be coming after Lamar. They probably have one of the top 3 or 4 cornerback tandems in the NFL. So can Baltimore's receivers get loose? McDuffie and Snead. Now this is the thing though. Kansas City been here before. Kansas City lives in these title games.
They really do,
and going back to those matchups that you're talking about with Baltimore and Kansas City, Lamar Jackson is 1-3 against Kansas City. Lamar Jackson completes 56.6 of his passes against Kansas City. The good news for Baltimore. The good news for Baltimore is that it's supposed to be raining all day. They average 161 yards per game on the season rushing. They ran for 229 against Houston last week.
Definitely
and you saw how easy it was for Buffalo to run on Kansas City last week. Can Kansas City, as good as those corners are, can Kansas City stack the box and tell Odell and Zay Flowers to beat them?
Wow.
That's going to be the key to the game.
To see old glimpses of the 2015 Odell Beckham, wouldn't it just be great to just see one great, just even for a drive or like a half, like the second half, you know what I'm saying? 4 catches, god dang, 60 yards, like Give us something, my brother, because I don't think he's had a 100-yard performance maybe once or twice this season.
Yeah.
So
and there's also an underlying factor beneath the surface. Ever since the playoffs started, there have been rumors that this may be it for Andy Reid.
I like
So
that. I like that. Well, I'm not.
so that's
Yeah, I like
so I don't know if that's true or not, but it's been being talked about. So so we'll see. Obviously, if it is true, Kansas City going to go down fighting. They're not going to get blown out. I think it's going to be a close game anyway. Like I know
I
the
think, yeah.
easy thing. It's only a 3-point spread. I think 3.5. I saw. It's easy to say Baltimore is going to win this game by double digits or whatever, just because of the type of football they've been playing.
Right.
But they haven't played Patrick Mahomes.
They haven't, and he's just as much as I hate him being mentioned with the God. You can't deny what you see on the
Can't
field.
deny it. I can't deny it. He's a straight rider.
He really is. No, he really is though.
I mean, 6 straight AFC Championship games, and this is the first one on the road.
Yeah.
And think about this for a second. And I know we've said it before, but think about this. The first one, if it wasn't for an offsides, he's in the Super Bowl that year.
Against the
I
love how this I'm on a tangent, but I love how Adam tried to use that as like a critique for like the favoritism, like Brady always gets the calls. It's like, are we serious? Like
he was way offsides. But remember, Kansas City got a pick on that play.
Yeah.
And that would have ended the game.
Man.
So this is what Mahomes does. I mean, he's got 3 playoff losses, 2 of them in overtime.
And I think all 3 of them came to the one and only.
One came to Joe Burrow. Yeah, Joe Burrow, yeah. Because that's when they started calling it Burrowhead.
Speaking of which, Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes.
How long will they be here? Will they be here the way that we always expect the Bills and Josh Allen? We always, even in the offseason, the preseason, we're always talking about Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. They will be there in the end.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I say yes because Residente.
Residente saying home day to the Hotbox. What's good, my brother?
Hey, I got you, Residente. I got you, bro.
I see you, Vic. I see you, my guy.
Yeah, but
guy.
But to answer your question, yes, Cincinnati's going to be around because they have areas and they know where they need to improve. They're probably going to lose T. Higgins this season, but they know that they lost Jesse Bates and some other pieces, so they got to revamp the defense. They know that. Right. Where you're talking about Buffalo, on the other hand, Buffalo's going the other way, where they're going to have to get rid of people that they may not want to get rid of. They're going to have to get younger. They're going to have to clear up some cap space. So we might see Buffalo tail off for about 2 years, and like Kansas City, right? Like Kansas City had the bad defense, but then those corners were getting experience, and here they are now. Buffalo's going to have to do that same thing. Cincinnati, as long as they have Joe Burrow, they don't have a fighting chance, but now they just got to revamp the defense, and I think they know that. So I give them a better chance to stick around than Buffalo.
And I feel you, because I definitely think that Cincinnati as a team, a lot of people was against Zach Taylor coming in. You know what I'm saying? Who is this guy? Where'd he come from? What'd he do? Blah blah blah. I honestly didn't really have a problem with Zach Taylor because the Bengals roster, even when they had the first overall pick, it wasn't terrible. They just didn't have a quarterback to put it together, and they didn't have a coach. So I was not surprised when Joe Burrow was able to come and turn around that franchise, especially once they got Joe Burrow and then came back the next following season with Jamar Chase. I was like, yeah, it's definitely over here. But I feel like we might need to start asking questions about his durability, even the same way we asked, because again, I believe up to this point, Joe Burrow has still missed more games than Lamar Jackson. And we talk about Lamar Jackson as somebody who can't perform or somebody who can't stay on the field.
It's true.
So Joe Burrow has had 2 extensive bad injuries. You know what I'm saying? One that sidelined him for his entire rookie season. So my question is, Residente, the same one I asked 2-5. Is Cincinnati a team that you can see being in the running the same way we talk about Kansas City and Buffalo always being in the running at the end of the season going forward?
I mean, possibility and probability, right? You know, I always talk about possibility and probability. Is it possible? Absolutely. Anything's possible. You know what I mean? Like anything's possible. Is it probable? And that probability rests really on the shoulders of Joe Burrow. If we've seen the trend that we've seen with Joe Burrow over the start of his career, he does seem to be a health liability. The number one ability is availability.
For sure.
Now maybe he turns it around. I don't think he's had any freak injuries that we've seen. You know, he wasn't hit by Lawrence Taylor and, you know, taken out for the game or nothing like that. It's been all stuff that like has happened like just in the regular course of the game.
Right.
I even believe. What up, Mr. Logic?
Whoa!
Yes, sir. In the hot box, the other half of Sports Reports has ordered Mr. Logical tapping in with us in the hot box. This is his pilot episode. Can we, Mr. Red?
Yes.
Can we get some fireworks
Yes.
for Mr. Logical?
Yes.
Let's go. We in the building.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. All right, go ahead, Red, because you already know we got a conversation we got to have. So go ahead,
Oh,
Red.
you know it's coming. Right. I'm here. I'm cool. I'm cool.
Hey.
I just have my nap and everything.
Uh-oh.
We good.
Oh yeah,
So,
fresh off mine too.
Mr. Logical.
yeah.
Go ahead, Rez.
But yeah, it comes back to if he can stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, then it's definitely possible. If it continues to be the trend that we've seen, they won't be able to be there perennially because they won't be able to count on him to be on the field. But Joe Burrow is talented enough as a quarterback to get them there, to have them in that final 6, final 4, final 8, final 4 status like annually, like
sure.
with his talent and what they've surrounded him within that team. I mean, I like a lot of people believe dude's a dog. Dude's a football player, and you know when he's healthy, I think every year he's been healthy, he's been to AFC Championship at least.
Come on, I feel you.
Yeah.
And Mr. Logical, the question was, you know, in the preseason, the AFC teams that we usually talk about, we already know Kansas City, we already know Josh Allen and the Bills. But Correct. Then it kind of tapers off kind of after that, you know what I'm saying, between the Bills and the Bengals and stuff like that. With Joe Burrow's injury history, because again, with the narratives, we always talk about how Lamar Jackson can't stay healthy, but I think if you can quote me on this, hasn't Joe Burrow, since they've both been in the league, missed more, if not the same amount of games as Lamar Jackson since he's been the starting quarterback?
I don't know the exact number, but I just know that his injuries that he gets, they keep him out. Like sure. He probably should have sat with the calf that he had in training camp. It was a non-contact injury. Then you had the ACL in his first year, but they blamed it on the offensive line. Then they got healthy. They went to the Super Bowl. I think it's a lot of, I won't use the word hype. I think it's a lot of anticipation around Joe Burrow and his presence. But the problem is, I think the expectations preseason every single year are going to ramp up, especially when he misses time. Because they'll look at this year like, oh, if Joe Burrow was there, I don't know if Cleveland goes 11-5, and they'll be in the AFC Championship game, and they'll be in the playoffs, and they'll be the top offense, so forth and so on. But really, right. It might come down to might be a couple of years that they'll be 9-8, especially with his extension. He got a cap hit of $20 million this year, 30 next year, and 40-60 year after that. Jamar Chase is coming up for money. They're already going to lose T. Higgins because they're not going to have enough money to pay everybody. So it's going to become a situation where it's going to be him or the coach, similar to what we got in Buffalo right now. See, Kansas City, when Mahomes signed his $450 million deal, everybody was like, "Oh, that's going to kill him," but it's a real team-friendly deal. All the pundits were like, "Yo, I had an agent. If I was his agent, I wouldn't let him sign that deal." But like, yo, he's banking on himself. So no one else has signed a deal anywhere like that. And that's the prime example of what's working. Because if you're talented enough, like I said, Mahomes is going to put the ball on people if you're open. Burrow's going to put it on you if you open, except that his targets are going to cost more. Mixon's going to cost more. They can't keep the tight end because they can't, it's just costing them more. So I think that's going to be the downfall. Injury is going to happen. Everybody loses, time through injuries. Lamar's lost some time, but Lamar is out there with, I think Odell's getting 15 guaranteed, but I don't think there's anybody else in the receiving corps getting any serious money. And when you win, you'll get a guy like Odell that'll come there for like, yo, just give me 18 million. I'll come there straight up. So if Burrow can win, maybe he'll get the one-off D-Hop year where he'll come there for 2 years, 14 million with like 10 million guaranteed and like bonuses can get it to 18 million. He's like, I feel like Joe Burrow can give me the rock. But if Joe Burrow misses time, then he's going to be gone. So that's the thing is like you got to factor in not just his injury, but the fact that guys going to want to come there and play. But if he's not there, it's going to look like a wasteful year. And it's going to be like, okay, can Zach Taylor, is he the reason they're being held back? This guy's available. This hot college coaches can come in. And so that's what happens. Because that's what, like I said, that's what's going to happen to Buffalo. We had it, me and Mike talked about it, about McDermott. I'm like, it's not McDermott's fault. Like you ran up against Tom Brady in Buffalo for all those years. Now you run up against Burrow, Mahomes. You're not going to be able to win it every year. And just
but at some point you gotta win. Like you can run into whoever you want. If you're the thing, if you're the man, if you're the team, if whatever, you just gotta win at least once. Is all I'm asking for. I'm not saying Sean McDermott is a bad coach. Never said that. I like Sean McDermott. Yeah. I'm just saying that after 7 years or so, has Buffalo peaked? I think the answer is yes.
They didn't make the playoffs for 17 years, and he got him there with Tyrod Taylor.
Cool.
Yeah, that was my main thing because we definitely ran through that in the group chat because I was like, because we have to look at the trajectory of where they went. That Tyrod and Shady team was not good, and then Sean McDermott willed them in that defense to the playoffs, and then they got Josh Allen. They were kind of bad his first year, then they bounced back, and then they've been kind of going, and then they got Stephon Diggs. I think his second year or his third year. And then after that, they've just kept running into the wall that is Kansas City. Either Sean McDermott is not going to be able to get him over the wall, or either Josh Allen is not going to be able to get him over the wall. But one of
Josh Allen ain't going nowhere.
But I think a lot of these guys are prisoners of the expectations, the preseason expectations. I don't really think the results. I think, like, if you think about Philly, they had a bad run at the end of the year. But if you look at Houston, we weren't expecting Houston to do great, but they went 10-7, won their division. If you look at Philly and Dallas that were 1-2 in the NFC East, both of them 11, 12 wins, we're talking about firing both of the coaches. It's not the performance. A lot of times it's just people are just fired based on the preseason expectation instead of realizing, like, you know what? This team got to where they are. They're a good team. You got teams like Carolina that won't sniff 12 wins over the next 2 years probably combined. You got teams like Arizona that probably going to have problems trying to move Kyler Murray because of the contract. So sometimes I think they have these expectations for the team. And then, like Mike said, well, you got to win. Well, you might not be able to do that. But you also can't just be like, you know what, we're going to throw it all out and start over. Because if you weren't winning with the team that was kind of built and seasoned to win, that you were projecting to win, what's the likelihood of you bringing in just another coach? And that's going to get you over the hump when the other teams are intact because they're winning. Andy Reid's not going to get worse at coaching. You just got to hope that McDermott can get better in those moments.
I hear you. And I agree. Not only do I agree, but again, I'm going to reiterate. We were on an upward trajectory. And somewhere between 2019, 2020, and right now, we have hit a stumbling block. It was the same thing.
You hit another team that, like, their trajectory was already above yours. So you're already behind. You were already behind another team that hasn't slowed down. You replace the coach. Do you think it's going to get you closer to the team that's already ahead of you, or is it going to bring you further down? And how many years do you have before you turn that around? I think when you introduce, I think it's just the expectations are just too high. I know you want to win, but the preseason hype dropping Super Bowl banners. Guys talking about the Super Bowl week 1. Eric Mangini said on First Things First, he's like, listen, I need you to think about week 2 after we played a week 1 game. I don't need you thinking like week 22. Yeah. A lot of these guys are thinking week 22, and they don't enjoy the victory that they get in week 1 and week 2. It's like when you gambling. You out there shooting dice, you down a couple hundred, you're like, all right, I'm back at it. So when you win 40 or 50 on a roll, instead of being like, yo, all right, I got 40, I'm working back up, you're like, damn, I'm still down 150. Instead of looking like, yo, I'm up, I'm back, I got back 50. All right, boom, let me get 50 more. All right, let me hit 100 more. And then just kind of grind it back up. These guys are going to tear it down to the studs. And you can see what happens when you think you're going to get one of these coaches. Look at all these interviews that went down. And look who Tampa Bay ended up hiring. Look who Tennessee ended up hiring. Look who Atlanta ended up hiring. You don't just magically have all these pieces and think like, you know what? We just need this one piece to fall in our lap and just go. It rarely happens that way. It's going to be some struggle. And if you're upset with what you currently have with the double-digit win team every single year, well, you tear it down, you will have a few years where it might be single-digit wins and it'll be under 500. Like, how long you can be happy then?
You're not tearing it down, though, because of the results. You're tearing it down because it's time to tear it down from a cap standpoint and a money standpoint. It has nothing to do with we think that we're this, so we're going to tear it down. We're going to tear it down.
You got to get rid of the players.
That's what they're going to
Fire McDermott is tearing it down.
Say that one more time, Rez.
Fire McDermott is tearing it down.
No, but I'm saying that it's going to tear down either way, with or without McDermott. Poyer's probably going to be gone. You know what I'm saying? You're stuck with Von Miller. Micah Hyde's probably going to be gone. Diggs is probably going to be gone. It has nothing to do with what I'm saying. Has nothing to do with McDermott. Just has to go. It's just from the standpoint of this team is going to regress either way, regardless if he stays or not.
When you want to keep that bigger piece of continuity, though, if you know,
if I believe he's the answer, yes.
If you know all this other stuff's going to falter, then because theoretically, Stephon Diggs is probably out of there. I think we felt that way since about November.
Because
if
let me
all that down, what do you got left?
I mean, you're right. You're right. So let me ask this though. When you think about when you think about all the seasoned vets, all the greats, because I mean that's what we're looking at as far as this generation, like the Burrows, the Mahomes, the Allens, the Jacksons. These are looking like the lifers, you know what I'm saying? The people who really are about to be the faces of these franchises. So when we think about the previous face of franchises, not all of those guys kept the same regime the entire time. I mean, Tom Brady fielded different teams quite often. Now, the front office shuffle wasn't there, but there were also guys who did have front office shuffles, like Phillip Rivers. North Turner wasn't his coach the entire time. Eli Manning didn't have Tom Coughlin the entire time.
He did when he was successful.
I mean, that's true.
When they went to the Super Bowl, they had rough and tough, no earrings, you better not be late to practice, Tom Coughlin. And then when they had Kevin Gilbride with the slick back, it didn't turn out so great. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I understand from the premise that you got to switch it up. But I feel like if you're expendable in so many different places, like for instance, when the Cardinals hired Steve Wilkes, then drafted Josh Rosen like 10th overall, and it didn't work out after that 1 year. You're like, oh, you know what? This isn't going to work. Let's strip it down and start over again. And that's when they went and got Kingsbury, Kyler Murray, had a couple of years, but then they just kind of figured, okay, that wasn't going to work. But you got rid of coach, quarterback. You kept the GM. You know, they eventually ended up getting rid of him. And then you built it back up. You came in with the new coach, quarterback got to pick, the coach got to pick a quarterback, and you got to build up. You got a couple of good years. You only get about 2 or 3 year run in the league. So if you get the four consecutive years in the playoffs, that's 2 extra years than you were really expecting. Think about Detroit. See all those people crying in the stands when they got their first playoff win in 30 years? It doesn't happen that often. I think these teams that make to the playoffs every year and feel like we're not getting over the hump. It's like, yo, the hump is getting through week 18, and you still got one more game to play after that. That's the hump. Getting there is the important piece.
Because that's why I tell people a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, about comparing, like, you know what I'm saying, the resumes of the guy right now to, you know what I'm saying, the actual great one. Because it's like so many things have to happen for your team to be successful in January and February. You know what I'm saying? For things like
you talking about Mahomes?
You know what I'm saying? So many things have to go.
No, I think
so many things have like fall in place or luck. You know what I'm saying? Like so many things have to go, like be the right way for the team to be successful. A drop pass, a blown coverage. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I agree. I agree there totally. That's sort of what we sort of disagree when it comes to that discussion. When it comes to Mahomes versus Brady, which I don't want to get into right now, but just because of the fact that just because one, you get offended when we like mention anybody and Brady or like Brady and like anything we say like in Brady that's not like Brady's the greatest of all time. Period. Full stop. Like you get upset.
But it's always a what after that. Like, yeah, he's
what I will say.
What
I will say is you definitely can, like when you're talking one, Patrick Mahomes is in like a LeBron type status where he's not playing against the current players. His competition right now, he's not like the way his career started. He's not competing with Kevin Durant. He's not competing with Steph Curry. He's not competing with Jason Tatum. He's chasing ghosts, bro. He's playing against Michael Jordan. He's playing against Kobe Bryant. Who he literally played against.
When Tom Brady was playing, who was his comp? When Patrick Mahomes was playing, who was his comp?
When Brady was playing to show that he was better than Peyton Manning.
When Brady was playing, he was playing the greatest QBs of all time.
No, he was not. No, he was not. And this is the problem.
Is Drew Brees not an all-time quarterback?
Nope. Stop.
Is Peyton Manning not an all-time quarterback?
The question isn't was he the question again. See,
you're doing it already.
You're doing it, bro.
I'm just saying.
You're doing it already. You're doing it already.
No,
confirmation bias.
Because when Tom Brady won his first 3 championships, no one was comparing him to Joe Montana.
Because there were already great quarterbacks playing.
He had won. No. Understand what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Process what I'm telling you. When Tom Brady won his 3rd Super Bowl, people were still not comparing him to Joe Montana. They were still comparing him to Peyton Manning. It wasn't until he got to 5 that people were like, yo, this dude might be better than Joe.
I think now we just do it quicker because we have so much data and we have so many platforms. And you kind of, I won't say run out of conversations, but because we have so many apps, websites, these conversations where it's like, it's a lot of projecting. I think that's we're probably going to talk about Brock Purdy if you guys haven't already talked about it. A lot of it, like I said, I talked about on the show, it's the projected success that people like levy upon these guys that are currently playing, and they measured against established success. What he's saying, like no one was saying, like no one was comparing Jordan's career to Kareem. It was Jordan. Can he beat Detroit? Can he beat Boston? Can he beat these guys that are currently playing right now? No one was like, hey, this guy's gonna be all-time great. I think what happened was when Jordan established that, you can be this dominant this era, because you look at Bill Russell, like 12 teams in the league. It was like 8 black dudes. I mean, I'm not diminishing that, but it was like as far as like the talent and the access and then the health and everything that factored in. So when Jordan came through 80s and 90s, and then the 90s with 6 championships in 8 years, it was like, oh, you can really do this. So now, after Jordan retires, everybody that 6'7" guard, leader of the team, high flying above the rim, they all got comparison to Jordan. So hell, they called
Vince Carter, Harold Miner.
Yeah, they call Andrew Wiggins Air Canada. Like that's directly from Air Jordan. So his comparison to Jordan was before he even got drafted and then traded by Cleveland. He was already being levied as a comparison to Jordan. So that's the thing. That's what Razan is saying is like Tom Brady didn't have to fight ghosts. He was allowed to just play it out. Then you only,
he was.
I'm gonna say only, you locked in on his accomplishments exclusively because they were so great when they finally started comparing him to Joe Montana. He was already at 5 rings. So the argument for Tom Brady was easy to make, whereas Patrick Mahomes only had 2 rings. You're like, oh, he got to get to 7 before you can even touch the Tom Brady conversation, not recognizing like, yo, this man's been in the league 6 years and now it's his 6th championship game.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's the same thing where like you lose money shooting dice, and now you're getting the money back, but you don't appreciate it because it's not the money you came there with. So we all came with Tom Brady at 7 rings. No, the likelihood of anyone getting to 10 Super Bowls
it's nuts.
Bananas. Especially because if you look at the talent, you look at the talent development, you look at the rule changes, you look at the physicality. A lot of guys like Joe Burrow isn't going to have multiple years where he plays 17 games. Guys are going to miss games. It's not going to be situations where guys can have the money because I don't know how.
They don't want the quarterbacks getting hurt anymore.
They're going to pay the quarterback to sell tickets. They're going to pay the quarterback to get the primetime games. But they're not going to raise that salary cap so they can keep the whole offensive line intact at $20 million each.
That's why T. Higgins is about to bounce.
$100 million in your cap. That's where you really want your money to go. If you think about it being a good businessman, like I want to pay my offensive linemen $20 million each. If they're the best 5 to protect the guy I'm paying $60 million. But Jerry Jones is going to pay Dak Prescott $60 million. He going to pay his line $16 million and hope that it work out. So the guys just not going to be able to last that long.
Just really quick.
Just to come back to
quick. Let me introduce Dallas Mike, DJ Mike P. Tapping into the Hotbox. What's going on, my brother?
What up, Mike?
What up? What's happening?
So just to go back to it really briefly, right? The other point about the reason that Patrick Mahomes is playing against the Bradys, and Brady wasn't considered that what I'm talking about until after he really got to those 5 rings. Patrick Mahomes came into the league. Once he started, he dominated.
50 touchdowns. 50 touchdowns.
Once he started,
50 touchdowns.
he dominated. Tom Brady was not dominating. Tom Brady was not dominating when he started starting. The stats guy was Peyton Manning. The wins guy was Tom Brady.
This is the thing, Cups.
It was different.
Second year.
This is the thing, Cups. We are here to provide the context. You know what I mean? Like you just simply look at it. You just simply look at it and say, look at Tom Brady's fingers. We gotta be like Carolina kicked it out of bounds. We gotta be like Todd Law took that to the house. We gotta be like XYZ. Whereas with Mahomes, it's still a team game. But Mahomes is like the closest to doing it by himself that we've probably seen.
His first couple years, he started with a Hall of Fame coach. He started with an All-Pro receiver. He started with an All-Pro tight end. People can say that. People can say that Tom Brady had the defenses. People can say that Tom Brady had the defenses.
It's 22 starters, so he got 2 good starters and a coach. Everybody had 2 good starters.
You saw what happened against Tampa. You saw what
Atlanta has all anything.
You saw what happened against Tampa. You saw what happened against Tampa when they had those offensive line injuries, right?
We're not talking about Isaiah Pacheco, who has not even played 15 games and has 900 yards, who didn't play 15 games last year and had 800 yards. He's still not. I'm not talking about all pros. Everybody has these
individual sexual players. But we're saying the comparison doesn't start. The comparison didn't start for Tom Brady. Tom Brady wasn't getting compared.
That's all we're saying.
I had to
compared against his contemporaries. Yeah, he was only getting compared against his contemporaries. It's not a knock on Tom. I'm a Falcons fan, and I'm a huge fan of Tom. I'll bang the gavel for Tom all day.
Bro.
This Joe Montana talk, I was like, this doesn't make any sense because they only brought up Joe Montana after Tom Brady already had 4 or 5 rings. So what he's saying is that the comparison cycle didn't start for Tom until after he got his 5th ring, where if you were a Tom Brady fan, you already came to the table like, yo, we already have 5 rings. You bringing up this dude. Whereas everybody else being like Patrick Mahomes, he's going to get compared to Tom Brady because what he's doing is astronomical as far as like the success.
It's Brady-like.
It's Brady-like. Jordan-esque.
Let me ask you this.
But Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, all these guys are going to get compared amongst their contemporaries. Patrick Mahomes is already elevated.
Have you heard?
Doug,
let's put it this way: Mahomes is in a down year. Hold on, Doug. Mahomes is in a down year. Have you heard anyone this year say that a quarterback is better than Patrick Mahomes in a down year?
He wasn't even in the MVP. He
Have
wasn't
you?
even in the MVP.
No, not MVP. Not MVP.
No,
Lamar is hands down the MVP.
Better.
Lamar is not better than Patrick Mahomes.
Better.
I'm gonna open that conversation. Nobody was saying that Patrick Mahomes is still not the best quarterback because he is. He is though. But I'm saying
he's not comparing against Doug.
Who did he have last year?
These guys are having better
Tom Brady
years.
had to thug it out for over a decade to get to go. It's not lost.
That is not true. That is not true.
That's not true. He got Randy Moss in 07. He already had 3 rings and got Randy Moss in 07 and 3 touchdowns.
And I love you.
Tom Brady hasn't had to struggle. Tom Brady didn't have to struggle because Tom Brady is always good. Tom Brady came out the gate good already. He had a struggle in Michigan trading time with Drew Henson, so he already came in. And with the 199th pick, he already came in with a chip on his shoulder. He went to Bill Belichick and was like, listen, we can play these games out and we can win every single week 20-14. I'm going to get the defense to where we don't give up more than 20. You get us 3 touchdown drives and 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals. We can win every week. I think that marriage just worked. But no, only comparison that people were making were they were comparing him to Drew Brees, Peyton, Phillip Rivers,
other all-time greats.
Other guys.
They are not all of them.
When they were coming up, not post. No one has ever.
Cups, I love you, but you ain't going to sit up here and tell me Phillip Rivers is an all-time great.
This is the first time this is ever
been
said out loud.
Great. Brett Favre is an all-time great.
Check it out.
Aaron Rodgers might be an all-time great.
They might have missed a little Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers didn't have the playoff success.
Aaron Rodgers throw the ball pretty.
Once they realized that, because they started saying this recently,
we still have people.
Tom Brady is a bigger winner or something, and then
don't be quoting Rob Parker.
Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback.
We can't ignore this. We can't ignore
Dallas Mike. Hold on, Dallas Mike. You hear this craziness coming out of this man's mouth?
I'm trying to figure out why we even arguing this shit. I don't understand the argument. What's the argument?
Hold on. Hey, we supposed to be arguing about Raheem Morris and Brock Purdy.
The Atlanta Falcons today, speaking of the Patriots, the Atlanta Falcons had 2 back-to-back interviews with Bill Belichick. And out of left field, they decided to hide. They decided to hire.
Exactly what I said.
All right, now hold up. Give me 10 seconds right here. Give me 10 seconds.
Clear out. Give him the big camera. Give him the big camera.
Yo, Dallas Mike. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for doubting you. You know what I'm saying? For doubting you when I thought that Bill Belichick was going to get this job. I apologize because what was I thinking? I was completely wrong. I was completely wrong. This man,
I told y'all that a week ago that wasn't going to happen.
And this man about to get shut out altogether.
Yeah, and I kind of already seen that coming. What I think will happen is, I will say we'll give Red some credit on this. I think he was on to something, but it's not. He's a year off. I think the Cowboys gonna sign him as a defensive coordinator because Mike McCarthy. We didn't real Mike McCarthy. You know what I'm saying? So he going to next season as a lame duck coach, and then Bill might take over 2025.
I don't think Bill is going to be anybody's defensive coordinator.
Bill Belichick not doing none of that stuff, man. Bill's like
it's hard though. I don't know. I mean, I think Dan Quinn is either going to get hired by the Washington Redskins or either the Commodores or either Seattle.
Bro, Chargers and Falcons.
I don't see us bringing them back. I don't.
The Chargers and Falcons are off the table. I don't see Bill Belichick. Where is Bill Belichick gonna go? Seattle? Is that a roster he gonna want?
I think he's gonna be a DC.
Seattle does have good.
He's gonna wait till next year.
He's not gonna be a defensive coordinator. He's great for all time. He's not taking
that. You think he's gonna take a year off?
He's not.
Yeah. I think he's going to be forced to take a year off.
Yeah, he's not taking it. He's not going from the top of the mountain to the back of the line for anyone.
He was reaching for Atlanta.
I'll tell you this. Just spinning it forward, just spinning it forward, if we see what we see in the Cowboys this year in the playoffs, Mike McCarthy is not the coach of the quarterback, the Cowboys for another season. This is the last year in his contract. I think they are literally giving him a wait and see approach on this season. Like,
Mike
all right,
McCarthy
cool.
gonna get an extension before the season starts.
No, they're not.
Ooh,
They already said they're not going to give him extension already.
Where's the bell?
They already announced that. He's not
they're not giving him extension. They did the same with Jason Garrett. This is Jerry Jones' MO.
Yeah, but the thing about Jerry doesn't want anybody to challenge him. Hence why half his executive group, people named Jones.
Yeah, 100. You got Jones, and then Will McClay. That's it.
How you gonna tell me how to run my team? I paid for your braces. He can say that. He can't say that with Bill Belichick in the building. And
no, not at all.
Right.
And that's why I feel like Arthur Blank basically said they had hurdles that they couldn't get past. You want too much control.
They weren't going to get Bill Belichick anyway, because Bill Belichick is looking like, why would I go to New England South? It's the same boat. Good defense make plays, young quarterback, turn the ball over. Because obviously he's showing that it's not his repertoire to fix young quarterbacks. Desmond Ridder looks the part, but I use example in that Tennessee game where he got replaced at halftime. He was 8 for 12. That's 75%, but for like 72 yards because he wouldn't throw the ball downfield. He was afraid of making mistakes, and then we get in the red zone. He didn't have a frame of knowledge of, okay, this is a good route to throw. And he would just throw bad passes. Same thing with Mac Jones. Mac Jones is getting you up and down the field, but when they got tight, his confidence level wasn't high enough. You see how Bill O'Brien was chewing him out on the sideline like a dad chewing out his kid, coaching him in youth football.
You know what I heard? I heard that if somebody want to go give Mike Vrabel a job, he bringing in Arthur Smith as his offensive coordinator.
Wow.
That's probably why Atlanta didn't hire him.
That's
probably why he didn't go to Atlanta. Keep it a
it's dumb. Like my thing is, you said both of those teams don't have a go-to guy. Atlanta does not have a go-to guy they have established, or New England. So of course your quarterback's gonna struggle in the red zone.
The guys, they just don't have the coach. Like I said, the coach coordinators, what a head coach call them plays, some I'm not a big fan of, and the quarterback, they didn't have, like right now, Andy Reid, we'll use an example of the San Francisco Kansas City Super Bowl when it was like 3rd and 15, he threw that bomb to Tyreek Hill. When we see the NFL films, when Mahomes is walking over to Reid towards the sideline and the enemy, it was like, you want to run wasp? And they all were like instantaneously, yes, this is how we're going to do it. Same thing with Nick Foles and Doug Peterson when they ran the Philly special. They walked over. It's like, you can tell they were, I have confidence in your play calling. You have confidence in my playmaking ability. And I said one play, we agreed on it, ran it, and it worked, and it won the Super Bowls. I don't know if a lot of these other relationships work the same way, and that's what you need. I don't know if Dak and McCarthy have that.
They do. They've built that over this year.
Like I said, I like Dallas. I just don't see Dallas is more likely. You probably have to go get one of these defensive coordinators that's on the staff of one of these Final Four remaining teams and build from there. But you can't have a personality that's bigger than Jerry Jones or anybody that's even capable of getting to that level of personality, and that's going to be the detriment of Dallas. He can't have, because if he relinquishes a position as GM and he hires some guy, some MIT guy to be a GM, and he makes a move here, he gets Dak on a good contract, and he does all this capology stuff, and it works out, and they get NFC Championship next year or even a Super Bowl appearance. Jerry's not going to get the credit for stepping down. The new guy coming in being the GM is going to get the credit. Jerry can't have that. Yeah.
And that's Jerry's problem. And one thing I always laugh at, like Jerry, he acts like the shit he's been doing has been working. Shit ain't been working. So how do you have an ego about it? Like, oh, I'm the guy, I'm the man for the job. Like, nah, nigga, you need to sit the fuck down. You've been fucking us up since you let Jimmy Johnson go.
Because the Cowboys are the most valuable team in sports.
And if you're going to keep talking about him, everybody's going to blow smoke up his ass. Like everybody says, everything
we make the popping.
Everything that we're saying right now, everybody says.
Agreed.
But they still but they still kiss Jerry's ass and they still talk about the Cowboys 24/7. It's the same thing
Agreed.
that I always tell everybody. Y'all keep on buying Madden. They keep on making the same tired ass
The
game.
same Madden.
Why they going to change it? Why
No,
is Jerry
Come on now.
Jones going to change it?
Can I pause there real quick? Yo, it's not the same Madden. I've been in this league.
It's still whack.
For 2 weeks now, and
Ain't nothing innovative about that shit. I tell you
it's
that.
a different game,
It's
bro.
easy.
Like
It's
the
still whack.
gameplay.
It's easy. It's a lot easier. I play online, so it's a lot easier.
No,
If you know what
now
you're doing,
you playing on Madden?
I play online
He
on
said
Madden.
you play all
So,
Madden.
wait, so H2H you playing all pro, right? Because all H2A online is H2H online is all pro. So
So
this
That
it's
league
nigga
I'm
said you
playing
play all
in,
Madden.
these dudes
I think-
in this league I'm playing in, we play all Madden. And dog, I can't complete it. I got Aaron Rodgers as my quarterback, and I'm throwing more. I have more picks than completions this season.
Yeah, you can't throw go routes. You can't throw post routes.
Like
Deep
it's
crosses
dog,
and
I'm sorry. I
drag
just want to throw it out there.
Yeah,
I'm about to
I'll
quit
throw
this
the ball in
league.
the backfield.
I got one
Option
more game on the
routes.
side tonight, and I'm out.
Deep,
I
you
quit.
got option
When I
routes,
play, yo,
drag routes, crossing
yeah, I
routes.
do a lot of option routes
Every
with my
once in
running
a while,
back.
if you catch him in Tampa too, you can get a post route off. But you need somebody on the backside to take the corner out,
Yeah.
and then you can make the safety slide. But yeah, you gotta move some players around.
It sounds like you describing a Raheem Morris defense.
Listen.
Mm.
I know
Logical.
we've been
Great
talking a
segue,
lot
too,
about
Bob.
black coaches and stuff like that, and I'm not knocking Raheem Morris or his talent. It's just that if Atlanta they have offensive gaps,
Okay,
and we're
good.
going to try to
That's
fill
all
it. We're going to need a quarterback. So either they're going to they're not really aggressive ever at the draft. I mean, hell, they had Jalen Carter fall right in their lap and was like, yeah, we're going to take Bijan Robinson, even though we already had 2 dudes rush for 1,000 yards last year.
I never understood that. Algiers good too.
Yeah, they don't make like smart draft day moves. They make simple moves. They'll get the guy like Troy Anderson's a good player out of like Montana State, but you could probably package a couple players together and move up in the draft. Right now, you at 8, you might be able to make a move and get to 3. If they have that opportunity, say Drake May falls to 4, just for however reason.
Oh Lord, not Drake May.
Oh, you
Drake
want
May ain't
Drake
getting past Foxborough.
Oh, he ain't getting past Foxborough.
Not Drake May.
Oh, he's
Lord,
he gonna get past us because we taking Dayton.
That's what you think, buddy.
You never know. We didn't think. Okay, check it out. Do we think Justin Fields is going? Do we think Justin Fields is going to be 13 that year they came out? It was Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. Those were the contemporary 2, and then Zach Wilson jumped in there. So say he's available just at 4. You're at 8. I don't think they'll make the move to get the 4. So now you're gonna get Raheem Morris,
Agreed.
another rookie quarterback, and I just
say,
don't think it's gonna work. So then when it doesn't work out early, you're gonna go to the fact that he was already a head coach before. He was an interim coach here before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's setting him up to just kind of be scapegoated. Arthur Blank doesn't fight you early, but it's going to be one of the situations where it's going to be like, you know what? This team is already lost. It's going to be early.
So that's why I wanted to ask you. I'm glad that you're actually on. I'm glad that you're on because people talk a lot about the Falcons. Like, just when people talk about the Falcons, it's mostly just to like say the Falcons suck and they keep moving. But you are a Falcon fan. Like,
correct.
What areas do you see? Because you mentioned, quarterback, and you mentioned that you would like Drake May, which I don't understand.
No, not like Drake May, but like the fact that if he's rated as high as people believe that he is, and you have an opportunity to get him and see, they won't even entertain the idea of trying to make that move. They moved up for Julio. That was 12 years ago. They just don't make the right, like, I mean, look at this hire. The hire in and of itself is just safe. He's familiar with the building. He was in there. But I'm like, from 2015 to 2020 was a good run. But it was a lot of games in that time where it felt as if the team was, especially after that 28-3 blown lead, it happened a lot. You had the Dallas game with the onside kick. You had the Chicago game.
Yeah.
You had, it was like, Washington, they blew a couple leads. They just kept blowing double-digit leads week after week after week. And it was like, it's something in the building. You got to get fresh voices in the building because it was falling apart at the seams. So then what you do? You go back and get the guy who was kind of already encapsulated in that same problem. So like you're just bringing back. It's like going back to an ex. Yeah, it was cool.
Wow.
You knew why you broke up. So then when
That's real.
when you 8 weeks in, you're like, you know what? I knew it was a reason that I didn't answer these texts for all these years.
But let me ask you this then: if you don't,
if 5-year contract with them,
if you do pass on Raheem Morris, who do you think they was on sign?
But that's the thing. I'd rather you start fresh to where it's this person's clean slate, not being compared against previous time that they were, you were there. You're just like, you know what? I'm gonna give a young new, because I said if they're interviewing Ray Bull and all these guys, and they were gonna end up getting some special teams coordinator from some random team. I would have rather had that. Like I would have just rather just start fresh, start anew, and see what you can build. Because
hey, don't be like that. John Harbaugh was a special teams coordinator.
He absolutely was.
So was Joe Judge.
And look how that worked out.
Joe Judge.
I didn't think it was going to be. I just knew that it wasn't going to be one of these big names because all the big names wanted the Chargers job.
Yes,
I think that was one.
Yes,
I think a lot of people probably were thinking the
Bills. Nigga, I want that job, and I don't even coach in the NFL.
They thought the Bills job was going to be available, and when that wasn't, people probably think like maybe Dallas after the playoff loss, probably at halftime, people probably thinking like, yo, I might be able to get this job. When it got to 27-0, it was like, ooh.
Yeah, no, I thought they was gonna open that one up. Yeah, for sure.
I thought so too, because I thought they would, just because he felt like he's been on the hot seat for 2 years already. And it was like, all right, this is gonna be it. But in the same sense, I look at the continuity. Like, are you gonna keep it together? But Jerry, he just wants to run it back. So if I was Atlanta, I wouldn't have hired Raheem Morris, because you're not gonna give him the fair shake, because you've already seen him coach you for 11 games as the head coach. He went 4-7, and then he was there when the team he was coaching on the team when they were 0-5.
Hey, but
it was like
he took an 0-5 team and won 4 games. Coach Prime got credit for it, something like that.
Yeah. Coach Prime had the Rock out there in the Colorado jersey. Knowing he'd never been to the mountains.
Coach Prime went out here and got 6 stringers and had everybody fooled.
My issue with the hire is this: it won't change the culture. It will not change the culture, and that's why I thought Belichick would have been a better hire for Atlanta. Even if he came in and he didn't win a Super Bowl, which it's highly unlikely they're going to win a Super Bowl in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. But if he could come in and install a winning culture, an expectation of winning in Atlanta, that would be monumental.
The team got to be sold for that.
I don't think Blank's a bad owner.
He Jerry Jones Jr. too. He meddlesome.
I don't think
he held on to Dan Quinn for too long. He held on to Dan Quinn for too long. He held on to Mike Jones for too long. I mean, I like the fact that he had Vic's back, so he is a loyal guy. It's just that I think it's not all family. They always try to be, we're a family here. Nah, it's business. You don't pay family. It's business. So you got to make smart business decisions. I thought Vrabel would have been, of all the available coaches, the ones that get fired. I liked his culture because I knew he would come in as a defensive coach
guy.
And have to get an offensive coordinator that matched his, obviously that Dan Campbell, because Dan Campbell doesn't call plays. Because the thing I didn't like about Arthur Smith is because he was calling the plays that you couldn't tell him something wasn't working. If I'm the offensive coordinator, but there's a head coach, the head coach can come to me and yo, listen, man, that jet sweep is not working. We're not running on 3rd and 1. Next time we get 3rd and 1, I need something a little bit more aggressive. But if you're the head coach and calling the plays, who's going to tell you that the plays you call are not working when he can fire you?
That sounds like Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, that's a fact right there.
Yeah, it's
no checks and balances right there at all.
None.
No, I love that.
Let me ask you this: a while ago, you were talking about the Falcons not being able to make moves during the draft and things like that. So just to be clear, so y'all didn't like picks like AJ Terrell and Desmond Trufant and Deion Jones, or even the offensive unit that y'all organically drafted right now.
The second contract.
You said what happened?
they don't get to they play their rookie deals and they don't get second contracts because what happens is
didn't Desmond get paid from y'all? I think he might have been the only one though.
Trufant came
Sound
from
like Jerry Jones to me.
So what happens is you got a guy got Deion Jones. We use Alua Khan that's in Jacksonville, Devondre Campbell, all that linebacking core from the Super Bowl. None of those guys got extensions, like substantial. I think Deion Jones got one, but he ended up getting traded. AJ Terrell should get a second contract, but what happened was that the players would get drafted, the coach would get fired, the next coach would come in, different philosophy. The rookie linebacker that got drafted under the previous coach would not get re-signed because I want my linebackers 245 and this guy's 230. So then that guy goes into another team and then he tries to establish his core linebacker. Keanu Neal didn't get to a second contract. A lot of these guys end up on other teams. So like that whole core, the defensive core, short of Grady Jarrett, everyone else was gone from that Super Bowl run. The young Super Bowl run, it was like, listen, you guys are young and fast, so I'm just tell you to play fast. I'm gonna keep it simple: cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, man coverage, and this is what we're gonna run. Just run to the ball. Everyone get to the ball, try to strip the ball, and that's when they went on a run late in the season. Matt Ryan was having his MVP run, but they didn't sign those guys after the season. Then you have guys like simple guys like a guy like Jabril Peppers. He's available. They don't bring those guys, and I'm surprised they got Jesse Bates, but it looks so great because they rarely they'll go get, say there's 2 defensive ends for like the Vikings. One guy got 8.5 sacks, the other guy has 12.5. They'll pay the guy with 8.5 sacks like he got the 12.5, and then he comes to Atlanta, but they don't put a defensive tackle in there to eat up the blocks. Now he gets double team on the edge. And it's like, oh, we wasted money on that. Like they signed a guy, Alan Branch or something out of like Minnesota. It was like, you put him out there, you don't put the defensive tackles in there that he was eating off of, because like if you think about TJ Watt makes it easier for interior linemen because you got to double TJ Watt. Same thing with Myles Garrett. But if you don't bring in those kind of caliber players to kind of like dissipate that attention across the line, then all I gotta do is focus on you. Then it doesn't work out. Like when Philly brought in Nnamdi Asomugha. It was like he was good and with Oakland because he was playing a certain type of way. And then they brought him to Philly. He's like, oh, we need you to play like this. And he's like, oh, I got to do that. And now he getting smoked every week. Like, oh,
and he married Kerry Washington.
It just didn't fit.
I'm cool.
So that's the problem. That's the problem I have in Atlanta. Like a lot of the moves don't match up. It's like a sine wave. It's like, we'll get the coach, be a nice little run, but then we'll lose a couple of players because they don't fit this coaching philosophy. Then we gotta get the other coach back. So I think that's the biggest problem, and I think that's the problem I'm gonna have for Raheem is just like, what philosophy are you gonna have? How much time are you gonna have? Because you're already 60 games in as a head coach. No one's gonna be like, oh well, let's give him a chance. Like you already got 60. So how many more games do you get? Are you
No, he didn't. But I mean, it is what it is. His record, 28-31 or 21-38.
21-38 or something like that. I think I did the math earlier.
Did they give Dirk Carter more games than they gave Raheem Morris?
Probably.
I think they did. Let me check that real quick. Around that time, those coaches that they were running through, Raheem Morris definitely didn't get the shots that they got.
But while we here though. Yo, Residente, where did Mr. Logical lose you with this Brock Purdy thing?
My guy. Man, listen, man. I almost don't even want to do this right now, man, because we have such a great conversation.
All I said is the Brock Purdy debate is getting on it. I didn't give a position on it. I didn't give a stance.
No. I was talking from Sports Reports as Ordered, which, by the way, new episode just dropped. Y'all need to check them out, man. Amazing podcast. If you want to hear people like really get into the numbers and the facts surrounding the game without a whole lot of personal bias, except for when Mike talks about the Buffalo Bills. You get it there, man. You get a lot of statistical analysis. An amazing podcast. 2 thumbs up.
Mike don't eat buffalo wings. He's so upset with
Buffalo.
Listen,
people somebody like 2 days ago, somebody came up to me and was like, "Yo, I didn't know you was a Buffalo Bills fan."
And he's
And I
not.
was like, I'm
You know,
not.
I'm not.
But what else the thing that I saw was pushing back on, because you were making, like, I think on the last episode, the one before this one, you really made an amazing point about sort of who Brock is. And I thought, like, that's why I was like, yo, you smoked it. Like, I think you did the best two people I've heard people talk about it is Emmanuel Acho. Emmanuel Acho's done a great breakdown on who Brock Purdy is as a quarterback. I think that you did
He
a
ain't
really good
shit.
one. And I've heard one other person I thought was really good. But the problem that I
They
keep
stay
coming back
dissing
to,
that. Fuck them niggas. I don't watch them
the
niggas
problem I
anymore.
keep coming back to is that people keep saying, yo, he's not talented. They're like, oh, he's not talented. I'm like, Doug, I don't understand how you watch this man play and say he doesn't have talent. Now, what you can say is he was Mr. Irrelevant. And people use him being Mr. Irrelevant as the reason that he can't be that talented. As if scouts can't be wrong. As if Tom Brady didn't have a six round draft grade. And like, that's the thing I keep coming back to, like, oh, and then you said this thing about, he's like, oh, he doesn't have a history of coming back from behind. And I'm like,
Yeah, because
yeah,
he's nobody in the league. He's nobody in the league. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, that knock on him didn't make a lot of sense to me. Like I said, that knock on him is like, what do you want him to do? Just deliberately play poorly in the first half, just so he has to come back?
Right.
I think what it was kind of akin to was that Kyle Shanahan, even before Purdy, and I know these stats are kind of misleading, but it was like something like he was like 0-30 being down 5.
Down 5 or more.
Like, down 5 or more. Normally you're probably not playing well if you're down in the fourth quarter. The other team has probably got a handle on you, and they're probably going to implement that same kind of philosophy that they had over the whole game in the fourth quarter. So the likelihood of you losing. But then you have, like, so the Brock Purdy argument for me is that if any other team's quarterback was performing and putting up the numbers that he was putting up, you'd be ready to pay him. So the argument, like I said, that's why the argument is getting kind of out of control. But like I said, it's the projection of his potential success. It's him nipping at the heels of these other guys in the league that you want to put him ahead of Joe Burrow. You want to put him, because the conversations are all stat based. It's not a lot of context, not very contextual. So it's like, oh, only 4 quarterbacks in the modern era have gone 5-0 in the playoffs in games that they started and finished. Stuff like that. Like he lost the game, he got injured, but games he started and finished. It's 5-0. Just things that 2 years in a row in the NFC Championship game. So they attach these caveats to the projection of his success versus just being like, I would take the way he played this year over 27 guys in the league.
Yes,
and if you simply look, if the statement is like, because I know Nick Wright's a big proponent of Brock Purdy isn't the answer, but I remember early in the year I was thinking to myself, if Mahomes' numbers were the same as Brock Purdy's, and these weeks when Nick was making these arguments, he would be screaming from the top of Mahomes Mountain that Mahomes is MVP. So like he loses me on that because his argument for Mahomes is strictly numbers. Yeah, it's a lack of talent and numbers. Yeah, but when Mahomes had Tyreek Hill taking the top of the defense off and McCole Hardman occasionally, running fast and spreading it out, and he was throwing 50 touchdowns and 40 touchdowns, and then like the couple of years when Aaron Rodgers went back to back for MVP, I thought one of those years Mahomes was in the running, but it just was like clearly it was going to be Aaron Rodgers from like week 12 on. So, but yeah, that's the Brock Purdy argument that just kind of blows my mind. Is like, do you expect him just to deliberately play poorly so he has to come back in the second half and prove it?
Yes.
Now, but even when he does it, they come up with
a new way
to happen this way though. He ain't do it this way though.
Right. That's it. You can't be like, oh, if he doesn't start out well, then he's not going to win. And then when he doesn't start out well, and then he wins,
and then
like,
wins.
Well,
he started out so poorly for the first 3 quarters,
and his teammates, and then they'll be like, oh, and his teammates lifted him up. When we don't act like when Eli Manning won a Super Bowl, wasn't there an interception? That interception that happened that allowed them to come back and win that game.
Didn't Asante Samuel drop an interception?
Drop
that would have
interception.
Weren't there amazing catches that were made by good?
Rolled out 7 defensive linemen all game long. Those dudes
like
are basically fresh.
These things happen. Like these guys,
3 of those defensive linemen play like half the game, and they was just like, "Listen, you go get 2 plays in, we're gonna bring in some more guys. You get 2 plays in, we're bringing some more guys." And straight-handed Yuma probably like straight-handed Tuck, Yuma. I think those guys probably played the most snaps. Everybody else was fresh. They were just rotating guys in the way like the Texas Longhorns did it this year. So they get credit. Like it's a team game. So I hate when people say, "Oh, it's because he has good teammates." Yeah, not a lot of guys with poor teammates make it far in any sport.
None.
You can't even sell Girl Scout cookies if only one Girl Scout selling all the cookies.
Yeah, I mean you can't beat Kansas City if your best receiver drop. You can't beat Kansas City if your best receiver dropping 60-yard passes.
Dropping passes.
Yo, that man.
Or if you're a quarterback that's missing passes with 1 minute 55 left.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, no, that's exactly my point. Like when I was just looking back at Brock Purdy's stats from college, right? I was looking back like
he was good in college.
I was like, where is it that this guy? What has this guy done to people as a second-year quarterback who has played at the level?
I don't know why he was. I still don't know why he was a 7th-round pick. I still don't know.
Because he's probably really like 5'11" and a quarter.
He's
like if you meet him, he's probably not that big.
Short, foot tall, according to college football stats and pro football reference. Both of them list him as 6 foot tall, which means like you said, he's probably 5'11".
Yeah,
and you also see that
at 5 3/4.
When we play teams that are able to have big defensive lines that can get in his face, we see that impact him. See, as a Niners fan, that's something I know that when we play badly, those games we lost again. I go back to Cleveland. They had defensive linemen that they rushed for and were getting pressure on him consistently. When we played Cincinnati, Hendrickson went crazy. They were all in his kitchen. When we played Baltimore, they got the defensive line pressure, and they rushed a lot of our screens, which is why why he had that terrible game against them. Yeah. Those games where teams can get front 4 pressure with just 4, that's a recipe to beat us.
But that's the recipe.
But not everybody has a 4.
And after all that, he's still bigger than Bryce Young
in the league. That's
wow.
That's the recipe to beat anyone. Like I see these stats. They talk about what's the boy name? Jared Goff. Oh, he was 22 for 22 when there was no pressure. Of course, he's a professional.
You know what I used to love? You know what I used to love?
Pressure. Yeah, he's probably gonna go 20 or 22 or 22 for 22. But it's like when he had pressure at his feet, I'm like, yeah, he has pressure at his feet. Like that's the
I saw Baltimore. Ridiculous. I saw Baltimore beat New England the year that they played San Francisco in the Super Bowl, and they said, "Oh, well, Tom Brady doesn't like Baltimore because he can't play against them because they get up in his face." And I'm like, I don't know a quarterback that likes you up in his face.
Yeah,
right.
Like you didn't say nothing profound.
They move him
I thought that was the object of a D lineman to get in the quarterback's face.
No one likes moving up their spot. I'm trying to get rid of this ball. I'm trying to get to my first read. When they were talking about Justin Fields, now they're hitting the first read. Jeff Saturday and Peyton Manning said, listen, Peyton Manning hit the first read 80% of the time because that was the play call. That's what you're supposed to do. But if you get me off my spot, I can't hit the first read. So now mathematically, my options of getting to my second and third read with me moving around in the pocket. Hey, a lot of guys manipulate the pocket great, but they don't want to. They don't want to climb the pocket. They want to get this thing out. They want you to wing your route. So in 2.5 seconds, I have no football in my hand, and you're running down the field, and I go back to the sideline and look at this Microsoft tablet because we just got this touchdown. That's what every quarterback wants. But if you got to do like, he's only 6 foot, you get guys in his face. So when you get because I think they highlight his losses way more as if his losses aren't part of the sport that he plays.
It's part of the process. Nobody expected us to go 17-0.
Yeah,
I got a guard out there.
If I got an NBA guard out there shooting 40% from the free throw line, I'm like, all right, dog, this is all you. You need to work on this. This is your solo project.
Yeah.
But if your team goes 30 and 52, like, well, you can't win them all. But the free throw line, that's all you. So him throwing it to when there's no pressure in the pocket, if he's completing 75, 80% of his passes with no pressure, then that's all you can ask for.
I don't know what they're going to say when Brock Purdy gets to the Super Bowl.
With pressure.
What I will tell you, so there's a couple things that I know, and I'm pretty sure okay. So one, like I mentioned the pressure thing, right? Two, he likes to throw on schedule. So if you watch a lot of the throws that he makes, he knows the entire play. They talk about Brock Purdy's like ability to process a play at like an elite level. Like that's one of the things that is his strongest assets. He knows exactly where everybody's supposed to be on the field, and he has an ability to find those people, right? But he'll get like there's passes he'll throw to Ayuk. Well, Ayuk when the ball's gone, Ayuk is still running the route. He hasn't even made the turn. He hasn't even made the turn yet, and the ball's standing right there. So if a corner or a safety can get receivers off of their route, that's where some of those picks that he's throwing come from. But shoot, even with that, he's thrown 11 picks this season. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't thrown like a ton of picks.
He's in the final 5 for MVP. Like so, it's like I don't know why the knock is so. I don't know why the reaction is so visceral to him. Other than people just feel as if. And he's a get out the mud kind of storyline. The same way with Tom Brady.
People normally like this kind of guy.
No one liked them. They brought in
take it back. Take it back. Not the same as Tom Brady. Take it back. Take it back.
Not the same as Tom Brady. Not the same.
I'm talking about the concept of getting out the mud.
Was the GOAT in year 2 of his career.
Just climbing out of a position where people didn't think you were going to be successful.
Right.
Everybody feels like they're like somebody's underestimating me. I deserve that promotion. I'm better at that job than this other person. So if you're looking at like the comeback story, all the narratives that are associated with us as individual non-professional athletes, what Brock Purdy is doing fits that narrative more than anything else. And so for people to have this reaction, like I said, if Trevor Lawrence is putting up Brock Purdy numbers, it would be like, oh, is this the next wave of whomever?
Yeah.
Hold on, you said Brock Purdy had 11 picks? Yeah, Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
He got the same amount of picks as Bryce Young got touchdowns?
Wow.
Sorry, I had to do it. Sorry.
And Bryce Young was the first pick in the draft.
Right. And he's smaller than Brock Purdy.
Situation. Would CJ Stroud have had the same season as Bryce Young if he was in Carolina?
No, not at all. Not at all. But I think that they would have won more.
He'd have more than 11 touchdowns.
I think they would have probably won 5 games.
With who?
He'd have more than 11 touchdowns.
If CJ Stroud
would have taken CJ Stroud?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Bryce Young had the same success that CJ Stroud had in Houston.
No. I don't know. I honestly
don't think that's the case. I think the first point, yes, but no, not that.
Cups, you know what I'll say? Cups, you know what I'll say? Before this season, who was talking about Tank Dell, Noah Brown, and
nobody,
and like who was talking about those guys before this season?
To be fair, y'all wasn't watching sports. Y'all wasn't watching Sports Reports Resorted yet, but I was talking about Tank Dell.
Nico Collins.
You were saying Tank Dell should be you were saying Tank Dell is potentially a 1,000-yard receiver?
I didn't say he was a 1,000-yard receiver. No, I said he was going to be. I said he was going to be the sleeper receiver of the draft.
Right. So what I'm saying is like
the first game against Atlanta, he threw 2 interceptions to Jesse Bates on the same play. Jesse Bates, it was a in-cutting route to the tight end. So he threw it in the first quarter, and then he threw the exact same interception in the fourth quarter. CJ Stroud didn't throw an interception for like a few weeks, and I think he was up to 15 to 17 touchdowns.
It was his first 6 games.
He had a game where I think he threw 2 picks, 2 or 3 picks, maybe the Denver game. But even then, I think his total at the end of that game was something like 17 or 18 touchdowns and 3 picks. And I was at this. Yeah, like I said, Bryce Young literally it was the same route. So it's something he should have learned from the first quarter. And he threw the exact same interception to the exact same player, pretty much in the same spot, down and distance situation. So it was like, I think CJ Stroud didn't do because ultimately, for him to not throw interceptions for that many weeks is evident that he rarely threw the ball into danger while still getting touchdowns, still getting wins, still getting comebacks, still making downfield plays. I don't know if Bryce Young ever. I don't see Bryce Young. I mean, I don't know what the money looks like, but first of all, he's too small. He's probably really 5'9".
That's what I said. Too small. Way too
He's
small.
probably realistically 5'9", 195. I think they probably list him at 5'10", 205. No, he's not. Same thing with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray got a non-contact injury, but in the same sense, it's like, you know, it's not going to last. They gave him his deal out of like fear. His extension in Arizona was out of fear, and it was like they're going to go back to drafting a 6'2.5", 6'3" quarterback. This Caleb Williams, I think, might be listed as 6'1", but I believe a lot of these guys. I think a lot of teams are going to go back to the traditional. Even if you're mobile, they're going to want a big quarterback because they're going to start paying them so much money. You can't be small. Dak potentially going to get like $55, $57, $60 million. So by the time Bryce Young is due for his first extension, it could be $62, $63 million for a guy that's 5'10", maybe. Like, I need this money to last.
Be a thing, but I definitely think what we're seeing, like in terms of Josh Allen, like the Josh Allens and the Lamar Jackson's a pretty tall quarterback. I mean, I want to say Lamar Jackson's what 6'2".
I think Lamar Jackson's like 6'2", 215, 220.
Right. You got Josh Allen who's 6'5".
6'5", Justin Herbert 6'5", Joe Burrow 6'3",
Trevor Lawrence 6'6",
6'4", Trevor Lawrence. So I think they're gonna go back to the bigger athletic quarterback guys like
Drake
Bailey
May.
Zappi. You're not gonna get the statue. Drake May, I think what they got him at 6'3", 225, something like that, 6'3", 6'4".
Foxborough's own. Dog, just go ahead. Dog, go ahead.
We're gonna be just like the Giants.
Drink it in, bro. Drink it in, bro. Drake May is coming.
And then if we'll talk about teams essentially running it back, New England hiring Jared Mayo. I mean,
exactly. Say it.
Bang, bang.
We're gonna draft a brother.
No, say it.
We're gonna draft a brother.
Say it.
Boston baked beans. Boston baked beans.
Nah, man. I don't see it happening.
Y'all got Diet Dr. Pepper.
Like I said, you look around the league. If you look at the successful teams, they have quarterbacks that can run, but they are impressive from the pocket. Big arm, big body. James Daniels looks like a good quarterback. I don't know if he's big. I don't like. He might be one of those guys that like 6'1.5". One, like, we can check his stats. He'll probably say like 6'2", 215.
Lot of pause.
He's gonna be 6'1.5", 195, 200 pounds.
Hey yo.
Boston baked beans.
Hey, my guy.
He's 6'4", 210.
My son is sitting there watching the whole time, and he has some comments that he wanted to share.
All right, hold on, Cups. Let's hear this. What we got?
What word? Yeah, what's that?
My guy's been here. He's been watching. He's been.
What up?
He actually had. I gave him my earbuds so he can listen while the show's been going on.
What's that again?
He had some questions about the draft. What y'all think? See what you think.
What about Michael Penix? Atlanta. I'm saying, Raph, I know you was talking about Bill Belichick, like he was gonna be there with Desmond Ridder, but I was like, bro, even if Bill Belichick comes, he liked Jimmy. He per se didn't like Mac, but he enjoyed the idea of a younger quarterback. He wanted to move off of Brady when Garoppolo was there. So I feel like if Belichick would have been there, he would have done the same thing that Raheem Morris would have did, which is eventually draft a quarterback with the 8th pick. Or what y'all got, 11?
I think Atlanta's got the 8th pick. I don't think Bill would have taken. I don't think Bill would have. I don't know if Bill would have taken the quarterback. I personally didn't want Bill Belichick to be the head coach just because I don't know how many years you can get out of him. Like realistically, like how many more years does a person have left because that's a strain,
He can
especially when
make
they talk about how much of a tactician he is. That's a lot of time out of your year when you're 70. Like his sons are NFL coaches. It's like how much passion does he have for the position? So I mean, Atlanta at 8. You got Carolina Chicago. You're assuming they're taking Caleb Williams. Washington, Mike is thinking Drake May.
No, I'm not.
And
That's nasty, bro.
Nah, you can't.
That's nasty.
Nah,
His name alone is horrible to me.
I mean,
Drake May is Foxborough bound. I told you.
Penix would be available because
Penix will be available.
It's a good fit too. I think.
Unless New England really likes him.
We like Daniels, but
Like
what is
Drake
it that you think? Like, what is your grade on Penix though? Like, aside from Atlanta's pick, what is your grade on Penix?
I like that he's older.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like the maturity. I like the fact that when he got to his spot, like we talk about quarterbacks getting off their spot, when he hit the drop, he was like, "All right, I'm letting this go. I can get this post route off and cover 2 because these safeties are too far apart." I like his decision making, and especially in those big moments. He did get overwhelmed by Michigan, but we saw Michigan's facility with the $163 million weight room and all those other crazy nonsense. But I like Penix. I like what he could do. But it's just I don't know what kind of offensive coordinator you're bringing in. The Atlanta has the weapons. They have big targets because young quarterbacks need big safety valves. You got Kyle Pitts at 6'4",
Free Kyle
London
Pitts.
6'5", Holland at 6'5", Jonnu Smith like 6'4". So if you just keep that, it's like, okay, these are big targets. When all else fails, look for the 6'4", 6'5" guys run across the field. So I think that's a big deal. I wouldn't mind Penix. I like him. Like I said, every year he got better. He overcame injuries, made him stronger, made him tough, and mentally tougher. So I'd like it. I would like any one of the top 4 young quarterbacks, just because you got to start somewhere.
You know something that I think about, and I don't think that's talked about nearly enough when we're talking about like why Atlanta teams, sort of are gonna struggle, have struggled, and I think will struggle for quite some time. I think we undervalue Atlanta's culture as a city, and if you are a quarterback, especially if you're going to be a black quarterback, is one reason I think that Matt Ryan probably worked better as a professional in Atlanta more than Mike Vick did. Atlanta is Black City. That's Blacktown. It's Blacktown, USA. If you are a black quarterback in the city of Atlanta and you are beloved, dog, just keeping you out the strip club is so hard. It is so difficult. And that plays into and that's the legal culture.
I think that's why they didn't draft Jalen Carter, because he's too close to home.
Shit, you had a dude leave the bubble to go to Atlanta strip club.
No, that's why you can't have stars.
He was on a layover. He was getting some wings.
But that's why you can't have stars in Atlanta. Like, dead serious. And I think we do not talk nearly enough about how that impacts these sports teams. If you play for the Atlanta Hawks and the Hawks are doing well,
is Trae Young a troublemaker? Is Devontae Murray a troublemaker?
It's not that it's just Doug. You are a young black millionaire.
You got to be an introvert. Devontae Murray's an introvert. He talks about
home,
he's like, I don't go out. I don't do anything.
You got to have that. You got to have that Kobe personality.
Yeah, you got to be
Drake
a home
London, we haven't
body.
heard anything about Drake London, so I think Michael Penix has that.
Yeah.
He went to Indiana, then he went to Washington. I mean, like, you talk about the 2 least exciting states in America. They're on the top 6 for sure.
But Doug, let's say they draft Michael Penix and they go 8-8 next year. Dude's a god in Atlanta. What do we see year 2? Like, that's the stuff. Like, as an owner, as a GM, when I'm drafting, I'm thinking about that for my quarterback. So I think that what you said about
survive the city, with a city embrace you, with a city swallow you up.
That, but Matt Ryan wasn't going to nobody strip club in getting Buffalo wings and all that stuff. Like Matt Ryan's, I'm gonna go do my job.
Denny's.
Yeah,
Matt Ryan get his MVP trophy with Denny's.
My man was getting the
Matt
Grand
Ryan
Slam. Matty Ice was getting the Grand Slam out there.
Grab
two
6-pack
legs small
scriptures or something and went home.
No, like
Yeah,
that's
you lucky y'all didn't get Belichick because Belichick would have got JJ McCarthy for real.
But that's another reason why I liked Belichick for the job. Because Belichick don't care about none of that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would have taken Vrabel.
I like Vrabel for it too.
Yeah.
Or a new Jack. Because I think Vrabel has plenty of coaching acumen left. He's young. I think he's only like 47 or 48. I felt like Tennessee kind of put him behind the 8 ball by drafting quarterbacks in consecutive years. After they paid a quarterback, it just was like it felt like they were making moves that weren't conducive to his success or what he wanted.
True.
And they did the post was the interview, the exit interview. They asked Will Levis what him and Vrabel talked about before he got fired, and he said, "Give me a couple of days and we'll reattack." Like he asked him some kind of question, like a future-based question. He's like, "Give me a couple of days and we'll reattack." And then in that 2-day window, he was fired. So I think he kind of knew that he was going to get fired.
Yeah.
So Belichick was never coming to New England. I mean, going from New England to Atlanta. I don't think Harbaugh was ever going to go because they just didn't have the quarterback in place. They didn't have optimism in place. You can't just be like, oh, they have a good defense, because the defense, if you look at the quarterback pressures, sacks, defensive tackle play, it was almost no pass rush. Quarterbacks were sitting back there 3.5, 4 seconds a lot of times against Atlanta. So you can't just say, oh, they had a good defense. They had playmakers and they were making a lot of plays on defense, but they didn't have a lot of pressure up front, which is what you need to play that Belichick style defense.
So are we down to 2 jobs now? Just Washington and Seattle left, or am I missing somebody?
Yeah, Carolina's gone.
That's it.
So just Washington and Seattle?
That's it.
I told y'all that nobody wants Bill Belichick, bro. Nobody.
I don't think.
Arthur Blank wants him.
Arthur Blank wants him.
I don't believe those.
Those losers talked him off it, bro. Those losers, man.
Nah, I'm telling you, Bill went in there acting like he wasn't fired last year. He went in there acting like he took a year off, like he was fresh, like he was Harbaugh. No, you didn't win anything. You haven't won the past 5 years.
Fam. Okay, listen. We should want
Bill playoffs.
We should want Bill Belichick to have a job
1 year
for if one reason, if for no other reason. Listen to me. Do any of y'all want to turn on television and hear Bill Belichick calling football games?
He's not going to do that either.
No, I don't think he's going to do that either.
If I turn on,
watch an interview of Bill Belichick.
They're going to get him out of here.
I talked about it on the show. Watch an interview of Bill Belichick talking about the players that he's coached. It's a lot of excitement. It's a complete 180 from his press conference.
Listen to Bill Belichick talk about Ed Reed.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm
good. I don't want to hear Bill talk about anything.
Yo, Bill Belichick talks like I talked about on the show about Bill. He's like, Ed Reed made one of the greatest plays I've ever seen a free safety make, and all he really did was fake Peyton Manning out by just turning over his left shoulder and then coming back around and making an interception. It was a simple. I don't think it was a playoff game. I think he just knew, like, in that set, Ed Reed was supposed to just drop this far back and then like play, middle of the field. And he's like, he just read the play so well. He talked about it with such excitement because I think he's really excited about being a coach. I just don't know that I don't think any team really had enough for him to want to be their coach. I don't think any team was like in a position for like, for Bill Belichick to be, you know what, I want to coach here. Think about, okay,
y'all drinking the Kool-Aid.
Well, see, that's why
it's the other way around.
Well, that's why I said if Buffalo came open, I think he would have been interested in that.
Just only way he probably would be interested in that.
He's 71, Moody.
To get
71.
He's 10 years younger than Jerry Jones. Put that in perspective.
Hey, stop that, Moody. We're not talking about that right now.
The Commodores.
Straight up.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah, like I said, Bill Belichick, I'm not saying he got a blank check, but I don't really see any team that really If I was him, I would have wanted to coach.
You know why, Moody? Because he want to show he can win without Tom Brady. He wants to be the all-time winner in the NFL. That's why.
15 wins away from being the winningest coach in NFL history.
Yeah, but that's not a stat that we talk about until now. Like, no one talked about that for years.
Because nobody knows. Nobody knew.
Because no one thought about it. So it's like,
what is it, like Shula?
Yeah, it was Don Shula.
No one calls Don Shula the GOAT. Yeah. No one refers to Don Shula the GOAT.
How many people know who Don Shula is? Well, I'm just saying, you know what I mean.
Oh, this panel does. This panel does.
No, I'm saying we know who he is. I'm talking about like society as a mass. They don't know.
They don't speak about him that often.
I don't think
the older generation know what his
number is.
Like, I don't think like that.
I don't think that
328. I believe
328.
Yeah, I don't think
it's not like the major league home run number or the
714
100-meter dash, stuff like that.
No, but you
714.
752.
It's 752.
It's 755.
714 is the number that he passed. It's 755.
So you're gonna be like Tiger Woods. I see that.
14,
yeah.
Limping to the finish line.
The only home run king we acknowledge.
That's what I said, man. The award.
He just go
Karl Malone he's like Karl Malone with the Lakers. He's not it, man. You got to know when to hold him and know when to fold him. Simple as that. When your time is up, your time is up.
Yeah, I don't think
that's like trying to
I don't think any team was good enough for Bill to be like, I want to be their next head coach.
But how could you say that when? Think about this: if a team knew Bill Belichick was available, right? So that just show you with the Bills and the Cowboys. Those are two good rosters. Those guys said, "Nah, we good," because at the end of the day, we seen the Chargers get rid of their GM because they had to bring in what? Jim Harbaugh. Coach who can coach.
No, but
who's shown he can coach in the past 4 or 5 years.
But the Chargers are already.
So they said, you know what, GM, bye bye.
The Chargers
we're going to bring in Jim. Then Jim is going to be our GM as well as coach.
No, they had already fired their coach.
Yes. Why would they not fire their coach? Because their coach was trash.
Right, but you use the Chargers as the example. They had already fired their coach. They weren't.
Yeah, that's my point.
You said the Bills.
How many times did we got a coach when the GM doesn't go anywhere?
No, you said the Bills and the Cowboys. You said the Bills and the Cowboys are out there. And they said, no, we're good. And then you said the Chargers. The Bills and the Cowboys didn't fire their coaches. The Chargers fired their coach.
That's my point. You're missing the point.
You're saying that you think that Bill Belichick should have been so enticing for the Bills and the Cowboys.
Yes, that they would have fired their coach. Yes, that's what people do.
Well, no,
that's why Sirianni's still there. If they said, "Nah, we're gonna stick with Sirianni."
If the Cowboys want to win,
why would a guy not be released or cut?
They just went to the Super Bowl last year.
That's my point.
The Cowboys really winning. Like
that's my point. The Cowboys wanted to win a Super Bowl tomorrow.
Successful teams don't fire coaches as much as we call for them to fire their coach.
Right.
Agreed.
But if the Cowboys wanted to change their culture and win a Super Bowl next year, they would have fired Mike McCarthy.
That's not true.
It's absolutely
that's not true. You keep saying that. Because you keep repeating, it's not true. Obviously, we said what? We're building something. We have continuity. I told you when Dak Prescott
building. You went 12-5, 12-5, and 12-5, and lost in the first round every time you played.
Hold on.
You don't.
Hold on. How long has Kyle Shanahan built the 49ers? Since 2017. Have y'all won a ring yet? Have y'all won a ring yet?
We're not talking about the
goalposts. 2017, have y'all won a ring yet? No. That means you're doing what?
Yes.
You're still building, right?
Yes, Moody. Moody. As far as we know, that's the only place he interviewed.
Mike, you said we're building something.
Yes.
Since Mike McCarthy was hired, y'all went 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, and lost in the first time y'all played the playoffs.
That's not true. We won a playoff game last year. You're making up shit.
Y'all won the NFC Championship game.
We actually had a game where we actually played and won a game and then played John loss.
Okay, so y'all won one playoff game.
Thank you. So why are we just making up shit? We're building something.
What's that?
Y'all were building something in 2017. So now we're building something.
What's that? 36.
We're not gonna sit here and try to.
So what's that?
Is that one bad year?
So that's 36-15 with one playoff win.
36-15. So you got a team that went 3 years in a row, winning 12 games, and to not appear in the NFC Championship games never happened before.
Oh, you're right. It hasn't happened before. You're right.
So, but it happened this year for the first time.
But also having a defensive coordinator who who's 0-6 against their assistants. That's never happened before either.
We haven't counted people playing against their assistants before. That's not a stat that we keep counting.
Hey, you know how they make up stats. All I'm trying to say is let us build. These teams are trying to build. The Buffalo Bills are trying to build. You can't sit up here and say, because they didn't win the championship. They didn't win the championship. Their season wasn't good.
We didn't say that.
It's about being a better team.
Well, how much more better you can be? You only have 3 games.
Mike,
your team is better.
You only have 3 games to play.
Mike,
so if you don't win all 3 of those games or 2 of those games,
stop saying that.
We're gonna fire the coach.
Stop saying that. We didn't say
that.
That
makes no sense, dog.
Mike, stop. We did not say that once. Nobody said either you win the Super Bowl or you should fire your coach. Nobody has said that.
I literally argued against that.
No, I didn't. I said that further. Then I said if you don't win 2 games, you should fire your coach.
No,
that makes no sense.
The reason that the thing with the Cowboys
that makes no sense. So if that's your logic, then in 2017,
I don't think most rational people think that McCarthy should be fired. We are saying that with the pressure cooker that is the Dallas Cowboys and how we've seen this owner move in the past,
and that shit is false.
You know,
and I keep saying it hasn't worked that way. So why would you continue to say something that's to be validated? It should be validated. He's wrong.
He fired Jimmy Johnson.
I'm trying to tell y'all. Anytime I get on here, I'm trying to tell y'all the way the Cowboy fans think and the way Jerry Jones thinks is 2 different things.
Well,
stop listening to that.
Yeah,
he don't know what the fuck he's doing.
But you don't make the decisions in the front office. So we talking about the dude that
There's
does.
Not one Cowboy fan.
Well, that's fine.
There's not one Cowboy.
If we're gonna get the same result,
we're gonna
get the same result if he don't remove himself.
Jerry's world.
That's what we're saying.
And we've been saying that as Cowboy fans, but y'all act like we're on board with him. We're not. We're against him. We don't like Jerry Jones.
We're not against rap. But we are against that thug.
There isn't one Dallas Cowboy fan that's going to walk into Jerry's world and make a change in personnel or coaching. Not one of y'all.
Exactly. So I'm held hostage.
So you're faking optimism by saying we're building, because you really know you're not building because the architect is not.
Let me get that. Can I get that though? Can I find an inkling of hope in the situation? When I know the inevitable is gonna happen.
Don't say we building. Don't say we building.
We building.
I'm hoping.
Man, y'all want to always cancel our shit every 5 seconds. Or Bill Belichick who got fired.
No, bro. Say we.
You want to bring a guy who got fired and now who retired?
Bill Belichick the Dallas thing never made any sense, considering that we all are very aware of Jerry Jones' personality and nothing about what we know about Jerry Jones from the outside as fans and people who watch the sport that says, hey, this guy really another guy who came.
Damn, Residente.
Super Bowls in Jerry Jones.
So he's giving up 77 in the first half.
And that meaning, so it's like Bill Belichick has successful leverage over Jerry Jones in the fact that he took a team to, was it 9 Super Bowls?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was it or 8?
9.
Tom Brady went to because Tom
Brady
7-2. What have you done for me lately?
And then he had So he has 8 total.
What have you done for me lately?
No, 6. They went 6-3.
But that's the thing, as a Cowboys fan, your team, that concept of what have you done for me lately, it's been like 30 years since they went to the NFC Championship game. So even applying that hurts your argument. Because what have you done for me?
It doesn't hurt my argument
to your own team.
Because again, you're dealing with history, right? So when you say 30 years, you have to say everything that happened within those 30 years. So you can't ignore the dead sketch. You can't ignore the ineptitude of us not hiring a coach. Let me finish, bro. Hold on, let me finish though. You just cut me off for what? Let me finish though. You ask me a question. Let me finish though.
I got you.
Damn, you ask me a question and they come right back after.
Mike, let them know what time it is, Mike.
Yeah, my thing is, if you say 30 years, go through the history of the 30 years. We let Jimmy Johnson go. We get Barry Switzer. We win a championship. Then after that, we get Dave Campo. Then after that, we get Chan Gailey. You're talking about a history of ineptitude. Then we can't find a quarterback. You look up and find Romo. We had Drew Bledsoe for years, a statue. We find Romo. We build it up. We get T.O. We get certain players. It just didn't happen. We get Dak. So you acting like that we are just looking like pure shit. Now, man, Atlanta on the other hand, what the fuck have y'all done?
I'm not.
What the fuck have y'all done since Chris Chandler?
Listen, this is not.
What the hell have y'all done since Jamal Anderson? What the hell have y'all done?
Subtract the motion. Don't bring feelings to a fact fight. Listen, This is
It's not about
how I
motions.
feel about my team.
I'm asking you about your team. Focus on your team. What have y'all done in the past 30 years?
About sport, not about teams. I'm not going to attack you.
What have y'all done in the last 30 years as the Atlanta Falcons fans?
We've been to more Super Bowls than the Dallas Cowboys in the last 30 years. We've been to more NFC champions.
You have. And y'all gave that shit up and lost.
What have the Buffalo Bills done? What have the Buffalo Bills done? Fire
focus on your team more. You focus on our team. That's what I'm trying to say.
All I'm saying, we had an MVP.
Y'all love to give all the history about our team, but y'all ain't won shit either.
Nobody circles the wagons like Dallas Cowboys
fans.
fans.
On this shit ain't won no championship the last 10 years.
Since we go back with teams real quick, I'm going to say this real quick. The last NFC championship game that Atlanta hosted was because Green Bay went into Jerry World and won. So they had
to by what?
They got that
by what? A third and 45.
If it was 3940.
I know nobody cares. Nobody cares the end result.
They had the
nobody cares about that. About Marinelli calling the prevent defense.
Mason Crosby.
Yeah, nobody cares about that.
And all through that Green Bay defense, Matt Ryan, MVP Matt Ryan. So that was what have you done for me lately? So that argument is completely ridiculous.
And he's still not a top 5 Matt.
He's not. Y'all had one good season. You had a blip. That's called a blip.
Listen, I don't aspire to this basic we did this, so that's nothing else matters. I'm not applying that. I'm just doing that going back and forth with you because it's just funny that Green Bay came.
Well, all I'm saying is when you say about history, you can't say what have y'all done in 30 years and y'all ain't done the shit that we've done before this.
So long. It's so long. It's so long.
Matt Stafford.
What do you want me to do about it?
Talented.
We already just said Jerry Jones is the problem. He's been there the longest. So
yeah, but
you want me to fight a losing battle.
At the same,
you want me to say until we win a Super Bowl or go to the NFC Championship game that our season's not good.
No,
that's not fair.
No one said that.
That's four. We got
y'all saying. Y'all saying if we don't win a championship or go to the NFC Championship game, that our season was shit.
No, you said.
Hey, what about Matt Daugherty? Matt Daugherty, how about that?
You said we don't talk to Jerry Jones. You said that Jerry Jones is messing up all these Cowboys fans.
He is.
Argue against your own point, saying, well, what have y'all done in Atlanta? We're all on board with you. If Jerry stepped aside and brought in a GM that can make analytical, logical decisions without people in the room also named Jones, they will be a successful team because he put together a great team. Something is missing. If you look at all the teams that made it to NFC Championship games over the last, you got Tampa Bay that's been to the Super Bowl. You got the Lions are now in the NFC Championship game. Seattle's been to the Super Bowl a couple of times. Who else? New Orleans been in the Super Bowl. You have all these teams.
Matt LeBlanc.
Terrible years.
Matt LeBlanc.
Like that.
You know what's been different? When they had an opportunity to get good players, they did. Jerry doesn't. Jerry was trying to get an undrafted free.
Dak
top 5. He's gonna try to get an undrafted free agent. He's gonna try to bring in guys who are off the street.
There's no.
You've seen it.
Number one.
You see this dude bring in people like Rolando McClain, like just giving guys opportunities. Like this, like y'all talk about the guy today. The dude was gambling and shit. I bet you he can be with the Cowboys. We just bought him Martavis Bryant.
Dog, you better not.
I'm telling you, this is what Jerry does, and try to mask it as he's putting together a great team. No, he's not. J.R. Curtin is an undrafted free agent. He brought onto the team. We act like these guys are good.
Matthew the Apostle.
Oh, can't
come on now,
St. Matthew, bro.
Yeah,
he wrote a whole.
All I'm saying is, y'all be fooled by the fact that the same little shit they say that the Cowboys are the most talented team ever. Why they can't get it done? We're not that fucking talented across the board. We're talented individually in certain areas, but across the board, again, every time we go into a season, we don't have a replacement left tackle. So if Tyler Smith get hurt, our season's done. You understand that? That's happened numerous times where Tyler Smith got hurt and our season was over with because we don't have any depth behind him.
That's a $20 million position. Most guys don't have that depth at left tackle.
But you have a guy at least serviceable. These guys are just off the street.
He got competition for.
Like, how do you go get another guy with practice squad?
Ryan and Nolan Ryan.
Oh,
you don't even sit up here and like literally draft a guy. You won't even draft the left tackle.
Rex Ryan and his brother.
Ridiculous, Joe.
What's that?
I forgot his brother's name though.
Rex Ryan's brother.
Yeah, I forgot his brother's name.
Oh, Ryan.
He was with Dallas, right? He was with
Dallas.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Rob Ryan. Yeah, another one who didn't know what the hell he was doing.
I thought
Rob.
It wasn't Rob Ryan? Yeah.
Rob?
Yeah, Rob
Oh,
Ryan was the guard.
I was thinking about Bob Ryan, the sports
He was
dude.
the
My
Green
bad.
Lantern.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point. That's what I was saying. If Jerry Jones stepped out of the way, then 1 to 3 decisions, like for instance, the rumor
Matthew Lawrence.
that he wanted to get
Boy
Johnny
Meets World.
Manziel. Like they had to fight
Exactly
with him to not draft Johnny Manziel.
Oh,
But that's
shit,
all.
man.
Every team is 1 or 2 decisions away from being good for years or being bad for years. We'll look at Houston and Carolina. Carolina traded away their best wide receiver to get an undersized quarterback, and they had an opportunity to get C.J. Stroud.
Yo, that chick,
So
Alexandria Daddario got a brother named
is the
Matthew.
owner, and he made the decision to get Bryce Young. Jerry Jones,
Another fool.
the owner and GM, if he's not in that position, then maybe you get that guard instead of getting another wide receiver. Maybe you don't overpay Zeke, you pay him fair market value, and then you can keep this.
Yes, you realize like Zeke last year, he was the highest paid running back in the NFL for $13 million. We paid that man $13 million.
He got you 13.
He was the highest paid NFL running back. Ridiculous. And then you cut him, and then you look. This is the kicker though. We still paying Zeke $5 million this year.
What about
we left out of the season with $14 million. Travis Frederick retired from a health problem. We got back $10 million from that. Never spent the money,
and you still went 12-5.
Matt Castle.
Like, the team is.
That's my point.
The team is still good. That's what.
No, it's not good.
How you going 12-5?
Dak made miracles with that team, flat out. Dak and CeeDee Lamb, they made miracles with that team.
They went 12-5 in the division.
That's the top 5, Matt.
Had a home playoff game, but they
Matt Milano.
Jerry just gotta go, man. Like,
yeah, he just gotta go ahead and go off to the pastures. It's like Bill. They both gotta go hold hands and take their ass on somewhere. Retirement home somewhere.
I can't lie. Matt Hennessy gotta go in front of him just because of the name.
Who's the guy that drove to the Matthew Barnes?
When he drove
Matt Barnes.
Light skin crime.
Go to the guy's house.
Oh, hey, 49er fan. What? Matt Breida.
Matt Breida.
Okay.
We had Matt Breida for a short period of time, and he left and went to start other teams like all of our other running backs do. Dog, y'all have been killing us with the breakdown of the Cowboys and Falcons.
I get triggered when they mentioned Brady.
Yeah,
I get triggered, bro. Like y'all not about to talk about artistry, and nobody else is up for grabs. Like we can't talk about nobody else what they've done, but we gotta always be subjugated to y'all ain't won in 30 years.
Meg Ryan, you got Meg Ryan.
No, we was doing top 5 Ryans. We did top 5 Matts.
Like Bo Ryan, Amy Ryan.
Did y'all put Matt Leinart in there?
Oh, Matt Leinart. We forgot about the Heisman.
Or Matt Forte.
He won the Heisman though. Yeah, we said Matt Forte.
Leinart, did he win the Heisman?
Matt Leinart did.
Yeah,
he did.
Him and Reggie did.
Reggie Bush still
did it the year before Reggie.
About Johnny Manziel's keeping his Heisman.
Yeah, give Reggie his Heisman back too. That's some bullshit.
Even though I don't even like him, you got Paul Ryan.
Yeah, Paul.
About the Wisconsin.
He's not a top 5 Ryan.
Yeah,
Paul Ryan is not a top 5.
Yeah, he's not a top 5 Matt or a top 5 Ryan.
Yeah, nah. Paul either. Shout out to
Ryan Duggar.
Paul.
No, we doing last names though. Last name Ryan.
Oh, last names? Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Dang.
That big.
I know y'all said Nolan Ryan already.
Yeah, we already said Nolan Ryan. Yeah, and Debbie Ryan and
my favorite Ryan got an MVP in the last 30 years.
Oh, so he's a
Jack would have had one day try to date.
I'm always gonna lose your team history battle because my team blew 28-3.
Wait, bro.
Always
come on. Answer the big question. Is Matt Ryan a top 5 Matt?
Of course. He's Matty Ice.
He's a Matthew McConaughey, Matt Ryan.
See, I told you
he's top 5 Matt for sure.
They not even Matthew Stafford, bro.
He's a top 5 Matt.
Matthew Stafford.
Is it Matt or we're going Matthew?
Either or.
Either one.
That's tough. Okay.
McConaughey is up there.
Hey, Matt Stafford getting in the Hall of Fame and Matt Ryan ain't. How about that?
That's gonna be chaos.
He gonna sneak in that shit. You know how they do.
Well, Rev, as a Falcons fan, I gotta hear your take on it, man. what do you feel like the Super Bowl was
Ooh,
won by the Patriots or was it
touchy.
lost?
Oh, no, that's
This
mean.
is touchy, dog. This
That
is
is
very touchy.
mean, bro.
No,
That
it's
is
not
mean.
Dog,
Hold
that's
on,
putting a thumb in a sore spot, dog.
Mr. Logical.
Hey,
Before you
man.
answer, bro,
No, see,
can I just
I'm
admonish
not
the
Man.
host
I'm
really
not
quickly?
emotional. I yell and I'm theatrical, but I'm logical. I understand I understand what went wrong because I literally watched it at a
Low
house with like 50
blow.
people. It was awful.
Me too.
That was a
It
low
was like
blow.
50
Wait,
people.
hold on, wait. Lorenz says he wanted
I want to
to say
admonish.
something
I
before
want
you.
to admonish him, bro. I'm sorry.
Tell him.
Listen,
Ask him what kind of goat. Ask him what kind of goat losing to Nick Foles though.
y'all hysterical. No, Doug. No,
Wait,
that's Doug.
because I mean I have my spiel too. So,
That's
you know
a
what I'm
sore
saying?
spot
Hey,
for
hey,
people.
would you rather be Joe Montana and go there 4 times and score every? No.
Doug.
I would.
Doug.
I
Yeah,
would.
like the Super Bowl was bad. The biggest issue is that like we talk about playing Madden. You know you got a big lead like that, just bleed the clock.
Run
Because
the
when the
ball.
That's
score was
it, bro.
28-20 and Atlanta got the ball back,
Run the football.
they hit a check down. They called a pass. I was sick of Kyle Shanahan calling passes. They threw a check down to Devontae Freeman, got a pretty big gain, got him over the 50, and it was like, boom, just get in the field goal range. And then we were in field goal range. They would snap the ball with like 12 seconds left on the play clock, like that whole drive. It was like 4 minutes left in the game. They snapped the ball before it got down to 1. Just if they just would have ran the ball, kicked the field goal, and gone up 11. But for some reason, Shanahan felt like I need to trick the defense. It's like, nah, they were dejected. When Julio caught that pass and his toe, they looked up on the big screen. They were like, all right, that's it.
Yo,
That
remember
was
the
it.
other day?
Enough of them to
Remember
play
the
the
other
game.
day when Shanahan threw that toss to Jennings like it was Debo?
It's just sometimes, man, it's like football is not cute. It's a simple mano a mano. I got to put my 2,000 pounds of force against yours. And if I can get
these dudes
3
try to
yards,
outsmart this Doug.
I'm blowing 40 seconds off the clock and we're going up 11.
Yeah.
I'd rather, if they would have missed the field goal, right? If they would have ran the ball a couple times and missed the field goal, and then New England came back and tied it up, I'd have been like, well, that happens. But the fact that we got a sack and a holding call that got outside of field goal range, it was like in a video game, I wouldn't make those calls. I'm not dropping back at all. And Devontae Freeman said after the game that he felt as if they were trying to give Matt Ryan MVP because he felt like he would have been the MVP. I think he would have had a decent case because he would have had the closeout runs. You never know. A team sees that the game is over, he might break through and get 11, 13 yards on the next couple of runs. The clock runs out, and in his ball game, he has the ball in his hands for that whole last drive, couple of touchdowns, over 100 yards from scrimmage. But yeah, it was tough to watch. But like I said, the main thing that made it tough to watch was the fact that we saw where it could have easily been a victory for the team.
Easily.
Even with the comeback.
This, like you said, it was like it's like simple math. You're going to get a certain amount of possessions within a certain amount of time. Like you just know if I run this down to this amount of time, they're not going to get an opportunity to score a touchdown.
You're burning.
I don't give a
off
damn who you are.
minutes every first down. You can burn off 2 minutes. You can burn off 40 seconds.
Yeah, y'all did it.
Third down.
Yeah.
And then
I literally did it on Madden like 2 nights ago.
Oh
like,
shit, yeah.
Dude,
well, that too.
I can't throw a pass without throwing an interception. So I'm about to get all 40 seconds, and I'm going to run the ball.
Yeah.
And Matt Ryan would have been a top 5 Matt after that.
He would have been a top.
All he had to do was win that game.
No, it was right in your hand.
Yeah, it was tough to watch. It was tough to watch. Listen, I took it. Took it on the chin. It sucked.
I'm sorry.
My son's youth football team that year won their championship, so that was solace. So
there you go. There you go.
I can dig that. I can dig that.
I said that though. I was like, yo, because my son was with me. I'm like, well,
somebody won
championship. Let's go. Grab your championship coat, son.
That means much more to our family.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, but
right at home, I can dig that.
That was a tough loss.
Kept you out of therapy. I like that. No, just to your point that you just made 2-5 about Kyle Shanahan getting cute. Doug, do you know that Juwan Jennings had more carries in that game than Elijah Mitchell?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, sickening.
Doug, why don't we run Elijah Mitchell?
I don't know.
The two games that we let McCaffrey sit out, Do you know that Elijah Mitchell had over 180 yards rushing,
And he fresh.
and he hasn't played all season?
Mhm.
If
Man, I wouldn't mind picking him up either.
If we don't see a mixture of Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell against the Lions, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
We need
And if
to
Debo
see
don't play,
Elijah Mitchell on the field. No, Debo's going to play.
I don't know, man.
You're gonna get that.
I meant to ask you that last part. Like,
he playing.
how serious do you think the shorter is? Same shorty hurt in the season now.
You can't sit that out, can you? If you
50, no, he practiced.
You gotta go.
Yeah,
you better.
I don't know, man.
You better give him some horse dewormer and get out there.
Because
I think that shorter injury is serious.
You got 2 weeks. If you re-injure it and they win, you still got 2 weeks before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But if you don't play, and then Monday morning you wake up like, man, it feels all right. I should have just played. You might as well just go ahead and leave it out there. Especially
the thing you also got to remember is that Debo's not a volume receiver. We don't throw him the ball 10 times a game.
Yeah, true.
He might get 3 or 4 catches a game. That's
but he makes a lot of tough runs though.
But the runs,
Gardner Johnson was coming. He coming with some wood.
But he's just
coming
with some
wood.
You know what? Hold on. Can we really quickly? CJ Gardner Johnson. I want y'all to understand something, dude. We are playing football. All that tough stuff you talking, we are playing football, a game with rules. So if you come out there with that type of energy that you're talking about, all you're gonna do is hurt your own team.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
It does not benefit a cornerback to be overly aggressive.
He playing safety though.
Already probably been sent to the referee, like the staff.
Absolutely.
He's gonna be hitting yo. I can't wait.
We're not against
old
hit that's close
that's
to late.
His job.
Any hit that's close to late, he's gonna get 15
He's getting a flag. He's gonna get a flag.
That's why these dudes got to stop doing this putting everything out on the internet. Like if you got beef, you're playing a sport where you can hit
Take
it
on the field, fam.
Take him out on the field.
CJ Gardner Johnson been talking trash about Debo since last year's like game against the Eagles.
Yeah, what was their beef though? I never understood the beef.
He was saying, I think he was saying something like, when we hurt your quarterback, I guess he felt like Debo just kind of gave up in the championship game.
Well, I mean, think about it. Who came in for y'all? Was Josh Johnson?
Josh Johnson.
Oh
my God! What are you gonna do with Josh Johnson?
Dog, hold on. I'm not even gonna talk about Josh Johnson. I'm gonna pass the microphone to my son to talk about Josh Johnson. Hold on.
I forgot son was in the building. My bad. I'm gonna be dropping F-bombs.
Do not get me started on Josh Johnson.
Tell him how you feel, son.
Tell
him how you feel, son.
Hold on. Big box.
Put my son in the big box.
Please, dog. Let us know.
Give him what you got, son.
Oh my gosh, that dude! I thought he was a running back at first because he was not complete like any pass.
Man,
you thought he was a running back?
Yo, it's crazy how Christian McCaffrey they're throwing better passes than him. That was crazy
he did.
to me, bro.
He did.
Oh my god, I hate that dude.
Son, where did we watch the NFC Championship game last year?
Wing King.
We were in Wing King in Charlotte, North Carolina, watching this game, watching our team fall apart.
Lord have mercy, dog.
I was praying. I was like, please, bro, take him off the field.
You know what?
And then they did. And then they did.
Then he got hurt. He got taken off the stretcher. So
I thought Brock was all right. That's what really fooled me. I'm like, okay, he all right. He going back in. And then when he couldn't even pull the arm up, I was like, oh, no, that jump really broke. Yo, it's gone.
Yeah.
Dog.
Then they inserted Josh. I was like, oh, it's over, yo. It's a wrap.
Then he came back.
Dog, yeah.
It's a wrap.
But yeah, that was
then Brock came back and he literally
came back,
the ball off. He couldn't
grip the ball. Crazy.
It's worse than my life.
But he here now.
I think because CJ be bringing a lot of old stuff up because he was talking about the field against Kansas City for I think up until August.
Yeah.
He was still tweeting about.
That's why it's supposed to rain in Baltimore this weekend. If Kansas City win this game, y'all know about the wet fields.
Oh, did you see the new thing with the referee talking about he called more holding calls and false starts on the home team than any other referee? We shouldn't do stats like that, but that's the problem with the internet.
Hey, remember when Chris Paul was winless?
Remember this? You heard of the Cousins curse?
That's Lethal. Lethal loves that one.
Yeah, the Kirk Cousins jump. Yep.
Yeah.
No team that's ever lost to Kirk Cousins has went on to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they didn't even play
the
Super Bowl.
Didn't play.
Well, hopefully the
Boogie Boogie.
Hopefully the NFC Championship game ain't the who going to get their ass whooped by Baltimore again bowl.
Yo, Baltimore looks ridiculous. It looks unfair.
Dog, Baltimore is really good, and I don't understand. Like I understand the need to say how great the quarterback is. I get it, y'all. But y'all are missing a really great defense while y'all sitting here talking about Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Like Lamar Jackson cannot win the type of games that they're winning with Lamar Jackson playing the way that he plays if that defense wasn't doing what it does.
Agreed.
That defense is nuts.
100%.
And they tackle.
They give Lamar credit for, like, they're like, oh, the Ravens were dominant. No, the Ravens defense was dominant.
Yes, thank you.
Lamar.
That's why Dak should be the MVP.
I
agree.
This year. No, Dak should not be the MVP. Stop.
How the fuck?
I thank you, Reg. You said it. You just said it. Now look, don't walk it back now. No, you fell for it.
Yeah,
don't walk it back now.
Man, no, he said that shit.
He said it with a
Don't walk it back now. No, you just said that Lamar Jackson and the defense was the reason why they in a lot of those games. You're right. I agree with you.
No. I have.
That sounded real CJ Gardner Johnsonish right there.
I'm joking. I'm only joking. That Jack MVP joint is sailed. It's sailed for me.
Dak lost that MVP as soon as he played a road game.
Yeah, for real.
I was rooting for Dak.
But he led the league in touchdowns though.
He did. But you can't play average though. Or y'all said not good. In a game like that against Green Bay, you got to play better. You got to play up to snuff, and he just wasn't up to snuff.
You
can't go out there and play like that and say, "Hey, I'm still in the race."
$100 million, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the market.
Gotta take 6 years.
That's the market. Why do we always want to talk about quarterback money like we don't know what the money's going to be?
Is that Porzingis on the ground?
I did the math the other day. It's $164,000.
Not the great Porzingis that y'all love so much.
Yeah, I'm happy for him.
That's crazy.
Get it.
2-5, let me ask you a question.
What's
you
up?
said when we were talking about Bryce Young. I mean, not 2-5. Mr. Logical.
Yeah,
we were talking about Bryce Young and his size and him not being able to elevate the Carolina Panthers. And then when we were talking about Kyler Murray, you were saying that that they really weren't going anywhere. You don't feel like Kyler Murray is one, a franchise quarterback, or two, you don't feel like he could be successful or has had some success in Arizona.
I think he has, but the regime that brought him in is not the same that's there now. And right. I think around the league is going to be, because they got him locked in with the money, but I don't know how much the guarantees were still locked in. The undersized quarterback experiment, I think, is waning. I think it's going to fade, and they're going to probably put themselves in position to get like a bigger quarterback or try to maybe move Kyler to a team that I think they might make it work. You got San Francisco's out there. Doesn't look like the Rams are going anywhere. Seattle's in a bit of a rebuild. I just don't see a lot of
here.
What's that?
Seattle's still here. But
Seattle don't have the coach. They have the players. They don't have the coach. We don't know what the coach is going to do. We don't know if he might like Drew Lock more than Geno Smith. So it's like they have questions. Arizona, we thought they were tanking. Everyone thought they was going to tank, but then they traded for Josh Dobbs, and then they traded him away. And so they end up with the fourth pick, where they probably should have kept, Murray on ice and maybe moved him to one of these teams that might want his talent, because somebody's going to feel like they can get the best out of it.
Right.
I just don't know.
What about Gaddis' speech? What about Gaddis' speech?
The speech was not very granted, maybe context, obviously, we don't really know. He might not be a rah-rah guy. He might be a guy that might resonate inside the building. Personally, I think I watched like 30 seconds of it. I was like, this is your opening? How'd you guys get here? Did you take the bus? Did you drive here? Like that was his opening, rah-rah team speech on Hard Knocks. How'd you get here?
To who?
To the team. That was the Arizona head coach. It was literally that. How'd you get here? How'd you get to the facility today? Did you come by bus? Did you drive yourself? I was like, you trying to
real
you trying to sell insurance, or you trying to get these dudes ready to play a football season? But yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I think
Kyler Murray is on the hook for 159, guaranteed.
159.
That's crazy,
ridiculous.
Yes.
Kyler Murray was a genius, though. Everybody was talking about Lamar Jackson contract. He went in and slid in and got his deal done.
He sure did.
Super smart guy.
Yeah.
With a halter top on.
Yeah, it fell right in between.
And as smart as he is, they still had to put that he can't play Call of Duty in there.
Yeah, that was crazy. Did y'all believe that, though? I don't know about that story, man. That was some bullshit. I don't know.
It says public
real?
information. Like the
Okay.
contract goes in NFL office, and it was reported from that.
I'm not saying that the report. I'm saying as far as you don't think he watched film? Like,
I don't know. Michael Vick said he didn't watch film for 9 years.
Yeah, Michael Vick didn't watch film, didn't call audibles. He was like, I wouldn't know to call.
I mean, that's
anyway.
Michael Vick though.
He was like,
That's Michael Vick. I'm talking about, like we watch Kyler Murray play. He makes a lot of plays. It's not like he's a sorry dude though. I feel like he's trying to get in. People forget a couple years ago he was really taking over the league.
I fought with Kyler Murray too.
It's sustainable though.
It's probably not. I mean, he had to learn to get down. But I think if he goes in that mode of Russell Wilson like he was, just saying if he come back with the same type of speed, I think he still can be a serviceable quarterback. But I think that you're right that the little guy. I never liked little quarterbacks anyway. But I'm just saying his talent level at a certain point was looked at a high point. Like let's not forget that. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
and I don't think that you can come to him and say he not watching film. He's not Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, that Jamarcus Russell story was wild when they gave him blank DVDs.
The blank DVDs, yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. But he was going through a lot. I urge y'all to watch the Pippen jump. Y'all never seen that jump. That's a really good interview. I watched all the Pippen interviews too. All of them are fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like Kyler Murray has shown flashes. I feel like Mike P said. I mean, you could some people.
I mean, if nothing else, he'll always have that Hail Mary,
Yeah,
facts.
He's an entertaining player.
Yeah, and I know there's only one DeAndre Hopkins, but I mean, if we could get him a legitimate wide receiver, maybe a Marvin Harrison, if we decide to go.
Hey, don't be disrespecting Rondale Moore like that.
Hey,
they're drafting Harvin Marison.
I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't say that name. Man. We don't say that name.
They might be a sneaky team though, for real though.
He might go to Washington.
They got money. They got cap money too. James Conner can play.
No, Harvin Marison ain't going to Washington. They're going. I think Washington's going quarterback.
You think they're going to go
Jaden Daniels?
No, it's the Drake May Bowl.
We getting Jaden Daniels.
I think New England would like that. I think they would love to have Drake May.
Yeah,
that guy they can put on the billboard in Massachusetts.
A good culture, a hardworking,
real scrappy guy.
I did see Mel Kiper's latest mock draft. I did see Mel Kiper's latest mock draft with JJ McCarthy going number 16.
No, you serious?
Yeah. Hold on, who we got? I got
Seattle.
16.
Yeah, to Seattle. Yeah.
Oh, that's a bad pick. I wouldn't do that.
To show that he's an NFL quarterback. Wow. I feel like he handed
he ain't done enough
in the first round.
I feel like he handed the ball a lot.
I told you who they compared. Yeah, I told you who they compared him to.
Who?
They compared that man to Andrew Luck.
Oh my!
How?
You did say that too.
Is there another Andrew Luck that we don't know about?
Must be a dude.
Yeah,
just the top 5 Andrew we know.
Man, I'm telling you, man, McCarthy. You said he had to show enough. He had to show he can make enough plays from the pocket to me consistently.
It just seems
to actually say he's a serviceable quarterback. Like that's crazy to me. Yeah, literally.
You could just like that second half against Penn State. I think they threw 3 passes.
I need somebody to tell me on Bo Nix.
That's a pseudo rivalry game, and he wasn't called upon in the second half to make a play. I don't know.
I mean, he's been playing. Right? He's been playing since he was Cam backup. I mean.
I know.
How do you play that long? I mean,
Bo Nix about 3 years younger than me.
Who's that?
Crazy.
Bo Nix,
man. He's fool's gold.
Before we wrap this up, because we done hit the 2-hour mark. The last time it was just me and Rez on here, I asked him a question. We're gonna do a side by side. I asked him a question between 2 names, and they were running backs. And I want to go around the circle because I seen this and I definitely thought it was interesting. The first name is Steven Jackson.
Oh.
And the second name is Beast Mode.
Wow. Better career, better player.
Yeah,
if you had the number 1 overall pick,
Steven Jackson or motherfucking Marshawn Lynch.
I think I'm taking Beast Mode. I like Steven Jackson. He's consistent.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Oh man, the Cowboys should have drafted Steven Jackson out of Oregon State, but we drafted Julius Jones. See how that works?
Yeah, remember y'all had Quincy Carter?
Yeah, I mean, I can do this all day, guys. I can do this all day
South Carolina's
of Jerry
own Quincy
Jones'
Carter.
blunders. When we let Deshaun Jackson go to the second round, we pass up on Tony Cromartie. I mean, so many guys we pass up on to draft Bobby Carpenter.
That sounds real
I mean,
Belichick-y.
I can keep going on with this. Like Jerry Jones, idiot. But to answer the question, I think if I had to pick a first round pick, I'm going Steven Jackson, yo.
For sure.
I mean,
I feel you.
I like Steven Jackson's size. I mean, they got him listed as 6'2", 240.
Yeah.
Him
Yeah,
healthy,
yeah, of course.
if the health is turned off, then I'm taking a guy that's 6'2", 240. Marshawn Lynch, beast mode is incredible, but a guy at 6'2", 240, the numbers are comparable. 2,700 rushing, 11,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
He said 69 touchdowns. Marshawn had 85, but the numbers are close. So I'll take the guy that's 25 pounds heavier.
Beast Mode getting in the Hall of Fame?
Off of personality.
Yeah, he probably will.
Like the Randy Moss route.
He got a ring.
He probably will.
Unlike LaShawn McCoy, who had two the powder puff rings.
But LaShawn McCoy obviously had the better career, though.
Shady's not
The powder puff rings. Wow.
The group project.
McCoy had the better career.
No, I'm saying Shady's not getting in.
Yeah, Shady's not getting in. He's not getting in.
Shady's not
You don't
getting
think
in.
so?
No.
It's hard for running backs to get into the Hall of Fame.
He's all-time leading rusher in Eagles history.
No, because what? Gore's getting in. Frank Gore gonna get in.
Frank Gore's getting in.
Let's go.
I mean, Jerome Bettis got in. So, like,
Fred Taylor might get in.
I don't think that.
Fred Taylor.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Eventually,
he may get in.
Yeah, he may get in. Fred Taylor. No, Fred Taylor.
Fred Taylor.
No, he deserves to get in now. He need to get in now.
But he's
not going to get in right now.
Yeah,
because Adrian Peterson not
in
in yet.
I thought he was a finalist.
Adrian Peterson not eligible yet, right? Or is he in?
I think he kept playing. He kept just joining.
Yeah, I don't think he's eligible yet.
Yeah, he's not eligible yet.
I think
I think he just finally retired.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he can't go in before him. You know,
he got Frank Gore because Frank Gore is like top 3 rush yards.
Yeah, he's third all time in rushing yards. Yep. So
yes.
So him and Adrian Peterson both got to get in.
AP retired in 21.
Why?
14,000 yards, 120 touchdowns.
Come on, bro. AP my favorite of all time.
AP's getting in.
AP my favorite of all time, bro.
It's really hard to get in as a running back.
Poof, bro. AP versus the Chargers, that game alone.
Yeah, bro. I think that's still an NFL record. 296.
It is, bro. It's not. I don't think it's ever gonna be broken.
I don't think Lynch gets in.
I think he had like 27 carries that game or something crazy.
Yeah, he went crazy, dog, bro. He was. They was going. They had 8 in the box. They knew they were running the football. The announcer said, "Hey, they're gonna run the ball here." Bro, he went off tackle, 2 steps, crib.
All right, so
I don't think Lynch gets in.
Hey, look,
I don't think Lynch or Steven Jackson get in.
I don't think so either. I got one real quick. I know we're gonna wrap this up.
What about Charles Alexander?
I don't want to do the Hall of Fame
gets
thing.
Personality. I think people like him as a media personality. I think that'll get him voted in.
Well, this is my question. So I feel like, and obviously we got a way to go. I feel like Derrick Henry is probably on that type of trajectory, to get into the Hall of Fame. But
he has over 90 touchdowns.
Are there? Huh?
He has over 90 touchdowns. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but who is there another running back that's in the league right now that is a surefire Hall of Famer besides Christian McCaffrey? Besides McCaffrey.
Okay.
Yeah, besides Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, besides McCaffrey. Oh, okay.
Hold on.
So him and Henry. Is there anybody else?
Sure, not McCaffrey. Hold on.
My son said Nick Chubb, and I told him no immediately.
If Nick Chubb didn't get hurt, like he would be racking up yards too. But yeah.
If Nick Chubb keeps playing with the Browns and he got Bill Callahan, he gonna be all right.
Yeah,
all right. So
I'm gonna push back on the Christian McCaffrey though, because he's only at
1,000 yards,
6,100 yards
rushing.
He's at 6,100 yards, 52 touchdowns. He needs 11,000 yards. So if we look at it, he's played 8.
But you have to consider his passing yards, his receiving yards too.
Okay, I'll check the receiving.
And his touchdowns.
Yeah, that was the problem that we had with Cam Newton. Is like I don't think he's Hall of Famer, but he's got the rushing yards and rushing touchdowns that you have to consider.
And as a running back, like that, he sort of is a hybrid, much in the way like Marshall Falk was. No, Marshall Falk.
Marshall Falk, yeah. And
Exactly.
don't forget what he went what, like 17 straight games with a touchdown or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
he got O.J. Simpson record.
He won the rushing title by like 300 yards this year.
Yeah, but and I think they said this is the first time since Emmitt Smith that any running back has led the league in rushing all 17 weeks of the season.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's real spill.
He had the 1 year in Carolina with 116 receptions and 1,000 yards.
All right, here you go, logical. Here you go.
116 receptions as a receiver, as a running back. Is crazy.
He had 100.
All right, so who we looking at? This is Adrian Peterson and Derrick Henry.
But every since then, he had 17, 37, 85, 33, 52, and 67. So his catches have dropped, but it's like the way the running back is being used, and I think he's going to be used sparingly. I don't know if he's going to be able to get the numbers. If he gets a ring or two, and he gets a 10,000, because right now he's looking at he got 4,300 yards receiving and 6,100 yards rushing. So he's at over 10,000 yards from scrimmage.
Like 10,400, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's probably will get in with the yards from scrimmage. I think
they'll make a case for him. Yeah. Like I think he's gonna get in.
I think so
like,
too.
Yeah.
Just when,
I mean, obviously he gets hurt a lot, so we got to take that into consideration. Yeah. But considering all things equal, I think he's going to have a case.
He needs a ring, and when he has a year like this, where he's Offensive Player of the Year, MVP candidate, and then get the ring that year. He can't get the ring 3 years from now when he's getting 12 touches a game.
All right, what we got here, Cups?
This is Derrick Henry and Adrian Peterson through their first 8 years.
I told AP, bro, different, bro.
And we look at AP as somebody different, but I mean, he only had, I'm not going to say only.
I think he finished
but
fifth.
There's a 600-yard difference between the total yards.
I think he finished fifth in rushing.
Doug, he had 24 more rushes and had 600. Was that 600? Almost 600 more yards?
600 more yards.
Dog, that's crazy.
And look, and he has MVP as a running back.
And 15 less games.
Come on now.
Dog, that's crazy, bro.
MVP as a running back.
Yeah. The last
Ponder as a quarterback.
He's the last non-quarterback to win it.
Get him the ball.
Yeah.
And that was what, 2012?
Christian Ponder, man.
All-time record, didn't know it.
Was that 2012 when he won that MVP?
Yeah, because he missed it by about 6 yards, right?
And he didn't even know. And he didn't even know it.
Yeah.
And he tore ACL, MCL, PCL, had surgery on New Year's Day, and came back.
Week 1. I remember that shit too. This shit
had like a 90-yard touchdown run in that game.
Yeah, I remember that. Box office.
Yeah,
but what are we doing right now, though? Like, are we saying that Adrian Peterson was so great that Derrick Henry's not a Hall of Famer? Like, what are we doing right now?
Oh no!
No.
I'm just trying to.
I don't think we're knocking him. I just think we wanted to highlight his greatness for that moment. I think Derrick Henry, if he keeps doing what he's doing, Derrick Henry's been amazing since he's been in the league.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I didn't realize he had 90 rush touchdowns.
Very consistent. Yeah, I always have Derrick Henry on my fantasy team. I don't know why he always falls. I'm like, bro, he's gonna get at least 10 touchdowns. Everybody thinks
that this is the year that it's going to catch up with him or whatever.
Yeah, man, that brother in shape. I call him the deer.
Yeah, we'll see where he ends.
When he get loose, it's over.
We'll see where he ends up next year.
Stats. Look up his senior year stats. He ran for like 4,000 yards.
His high school stats were retarded.
He had
that's retarded, dog.
Multiple 300 and 400-yard rush games as a senior in high school, and then lost
player of
the year to some dude in Washington State. He's like a commentator for like college football now.
I believe it. That's what they always do that.
I'm anxious to see.
Was he a coach's son? Was he a hard worker
guy? Real gym.
You know it. You know it. They just love the game like more than anybody else, boy. I tell you.
I'm anxious to see where Derrick Henry gonna be.
First guy in, last guy to leave.
I'm interested
to
see where
everybody in there like that, bro.
Yeah,
hopefully in Dallas.
No, hopefully not in Dallas.
Dog, that running back free agent list,
it's crazy.
It's nuts.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
If it was 2012, I'd be really excited. But these dudes, half of them won't get jobs.
Dog,
Saquon, Josh Jacobs.
If they don't take a pay cut,
it's gonna be a lot of $7 million contracts.
I like it. See, what they got to start doing is they got to start guaranteeing the money. That's what they got to start doing.
Unless the running back
have my whole contract. I'll sign
with
with $20 million. Have my whole contract guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's
unless
it.
the running back union decide to stick together, like they
Or-
was talking about.
Yeah.
Or what you could do is you could just put a bunch of rats in the owner's office. That's what I would do.
That was karma too. Nick Chubb was doing all that talking to Saquon and then got injured right after.
And then boop,
Yep,
again.
Saquon took a bad deal though.
he did.
It's
He
because
did.
Yeah, he did.
living here in Jersey, there's a lot of Giants fans.
Hey, it's just like Residente said about Peacock. Somebody got to say no.
Somebody got to say no, bro. Have to.
Somebody gotta say
That's why I said I would have protested. I'd have been in that joint wilding. I'd have made it very uncomfortable for them. Very uncomfortable.
Yeah, you should at least be getting. You should
All
be
right,
getting
Moody.
a percentage of your
Moody, you
impact.
watching? You see my Paul Pierce right
Yeah.
here?
The truth.
Facts. Yo, I love Paul Pierce. They don't put no respect on Paul Pierce's name, yo.
You know what the truth is?
Uh-oh.
Paul
Don't
Pierce
you
is
do it.
overrated.
No, he
That's-
ain't.
You
that's-
crazy.
He's
I agree.
underrated.
You crazy.
He's
I
underrated.
agree.
The truth is
Way
Paul,
underrated.
I
truth
agree.
is-
I agree.
Paul-
He's
Paul
overrated.
Pierce made a whole lot of big shots.
You
yo.
don't
A
agree.
whole
You
lot.
don't agree. You just a LeBron fan. Stop it.
Paul Pierce was
Paul
known as a
Pierce
loser.
overrates him.
Paul
That's
Pierce
not
was
true.
known
You
as
don't
a
agree.
loser.
You don't
Mike,
agree.
you
You're
know
just
I
a
was
LeBron
saying
fan.
this
That's
Stop
not true.
that.
Mike,
Stop
you
that
know I was
LeBron
saying
shit,
this
Raph.
I'm telling you
about,
facts.
about the truth.
No.
I
Hold
like
on,
him.
time out.
All right,
If he's overrated, if he's overrated, who's rating him?
He rates himself.
That's
when
the
he
question.
rates himself.
That's the
And then
problem. He rates himself.
He rates himself.
That's the
And then,
problem.
like when he said he had a better career than Dwayne Wade and Jalen Rose.
Dwayne
was
Wade.
like,
He did.
Uh-oh.
Rose
I can't co-sign that one. I can't co-sign that one.
Bro.
I can't co-sign that one.
Listen,
This is where y'all give business history.
by line on TV, and Paul Pierce is sitting there.
Dog.
But that's the thing. Paul Pierce is like I think he was one of the greats, but like the way they celebrate that 2008 championship, man,
Exactly.
they probably want what is it? It's been
You'd have thought they won 4. You'd have thought they won 4.
Man, they be having dinner.
Remember Steve getting jobs too?
Greatest.
But my thing was Paul
But who
Pierce
did we
still was
beat,
putting
though?
up numbers though.
Who did we beat though? Who did we beat though?
I don't hear it, bro. Where's my fireworks?
Same want to take Kobe out though. Nobody talk about that. He D Kobe up and he put a buckets in Kobe's face.
And
He was the guy guarding the best player every night.
And one Finals MVP.
Come on, fam. Y'all just poo-pooing that to the side because y'all don't think Paul Pierce was that good because at the end of his career he was a
No,
little more
because
salty.
Mr. Logical a LeBron fan and he don't like when people get out of line.
Listen.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
come
saying?
on,
That's
man.
all it
Y'all
is.
gotta stop this, bro.
Mike, stop stoking the
No,
flames so I get my point off.
No, I'm
Listen,
gonna tell you.
Am I wrong?
Run.
Go ahead, Logical. Go ahead, Logical.
There was never a block of time in the NBA where you looked and said that a Paul Pierce led team was going to be your championship contender.
Correct.
for 4 or 5
Correct.
years.
But
For
what
his prime.
fans are saying that?
If you think about every player in their prime in the last post, we'll call it the post 2003, post LeBron era, whatever the case may be. For like 4 or 5 years, you can say Steph can lead a team to the championship. You can say people look at Jason Tatum like every year think he's going to be it. He doesn't always happen, but I don't think it's ever been this year that started off in October and they were saying like this year Paul Pierce led team is going to lead Boston to the Eastern Conference.
No, 100%.
And they always was there though.
But outside of Paul Pierce,
really.
outside of Paul Pierce running his mouth, who have you heard put Paul Pierce on that level?
I have no.
That's what I'm saying. So he's not overrated.
No, people who are Paul Pierce
he's
fans.
overrated. It's like now you're comparing them to greats and stuff. It's like, bro, nobody ever said,
cool.
wait,
whoa.
He's supposed to do that.
You won the argument. Wait. Then you just won the argument. If you're saying that you're not saying that Paul Pierce was great, then you win.
No, Paul Pierce was great. To me, Paul Pierce was great. I watched Paul Pierce make a lot of shots, fam, from that right elbow. From that right elbow.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Pierce is Vince Carter with a ring.
No, he's a champion.
Let me ask you this.
No.
It's really good for a long time.
No.
Consistent.
Okay, if Paul Pierce was in the league right now, would he be a top 10 player? Would he be a top 15 player? Where would he be?
He be getting buckets, dog. Are y'all serious?
No.
Who stopped Paul Pierce? You act like Paul Pierce was getting stopped. He still was averaging 20-something points a game.
Paul Pierce
is basically Cal Anderson.
All the time. His knees got stopped.
Not Paul Pierce.
His knees. He got old. That's all that happened.
Before Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen showed up in Boston, Paul Pierce did not have a memorable moment where he was winning.
Other than when
Not true.
Benzino stabbed him in the head. That
Not
was the only
true.
Memory. That was only.
They
It is
supposed to be
true.
doing that.
He was losing to AI. AI was washing him.
Hold on.
It's not true.
What time frame is this?
Before
During his career.
Before KG and Ray Allen got there, he was, like I said, he was just really good. He was one of the really good players on a team.
He was really good. He was not great.
He played with Antoine Walker and who else? Ron Mercer?
Hey, no UK disrespect up in here.
My bad. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm just saying though. Kenny Anderson? Walter McCarty? What are we talking about here?
Oh, you just gonna throw another UK player in there, though? Huh?
My bad. You're right. Damn, I'm sorry. My bad. I'm just saying though.
Yeah.
Y'all act like Paul Pierce when he finally got some good guys to play with. Now I do agree they had a loaded team, but he still was the driving force of that team. At the end of the game, they ain't get the ball to KG.
Was the driving force.
No, that's not true.
Because KG,
they gave the ball to Paul Pierce. They're not giving the ball to KG.
Anything is possible.
He's the one out there screaming. He like all those boozers.
At Minnesota, KG was one of those guys that at the beginning of the year, Minnesota was being looked at as a team that can make the Western Conference Finals. Because of his presence.
They did one year.
I don't think people looked at Boston the same way because they had Paul Pierce.
Boston like that.
Paul Pierce can lead them.
Boston was around well at the time.
Did Boston make a conference finals when the Nets went back to back?
No,
I don't believe that's the case, but I'll pull it up.
Yeah, I feel like
I have to do the numbers though. We got to go back to the numbers because I feel like y'all just throwing shit up against the wall.
No,
we're talking about his impact.
They got close against the Indiana Pacers a couple times. I remember watching those games myself.
I think Paul Pierce,
with Jermaine O'Neal, they were close a couple times.
I think Paul Pierce is in that conversation of the best of the next level players. Like, you know what I mean? Like
next level players. He's the top of the beast.
I think he's on that level with LeBron and Wade.
Nah, I can't say that. I can't say that. I can't say
Oh yes,
that.
most
definitely.
How many
MVPs he got?
How?
Hold on. We know MVPs are popularity contest. Don't act like every year the best guy wins MVP.
What put him on?
You got it.
So what put him on the same level as Wade and Kobe and LeBron?
Because he's playing those guys in the finals. What are you talking about? Who are they playing against? Paul Pierce and the Celtics.
No. Paul Pierce, KG, and Ray Allen.
Now you're going to add the other guys to it. He's still there though. He's guarding LeBron.
The point that
LeBron was giving him 50
before. Right.
Who LeBron didn't get 50 to? Who did LeBron get 50 to?
He gave him 50 when he went to Brooklyn.
Who didn't LeBron get 50 to?
Hey, to be fair,
I'm saying
to be
he
fair,
gave 50 to everybody.
Okay,
to be fair, Paul
gave 50 to everybody. You act like that's a problem or something like that.
15 and 5 in Game 6 in Boston. 45, 15 and 5.
He did it to the guy
that
you know what else? Doug, and that wasn't that the same series where Paul Pierce hit a shot and was like, he can't guard me, and LeBron came out and washed him.
Hey, to be fair,
again, I would have to get all the facts.
To be fair, Paul Pierce did get that Finals MVP though.
In the air.
He did. They didn't give it to KG.
Game 6.
They didn't give it to KG. So I don't know what player y'all on.
Listen, Miami Heat.
All right, hey, Residente, I got one for you. Worst Finals MVP. Paul Pierce or Iguodala?
Definitely Iguodala, bro.
It's
definitely Iguodala.
It's Iggy.
I'm still looking like, huh?
Wow, that was actually a low blow. It's crazy how you tried to do that.
Yeah, it's Iggy. I'm not gonna do that to Paul.
Paul was a beast.
I mean, the way that y'all talking about him, I had to ask. Like,
like he Lamar Odom or somebody. He really was a good player, bro, for a long time.
So
now,
Paul Pierce. They made the playoffs in Boston, 2002, 2003.
Yeah, that's the year I thought they made the conference finals.
They played 16 games. They played 10 games in 2003. They got swept in 2004. They played 7 games in 2005. And then in 2007, 2008, when he had the Boston 3 party, he got 26 games. The following year, they got 14 games. The year after that, they got 24 games. And then he got 9. Then they got 26. So the 3 years with the Miami 3-peat or the Boston 3 party, whatever it's called, against the Miami Heatles, that was his run. But that wasn't because of him. It was because they added these other 2 guys. So you can look at his look at his playoff games. So you got 2002, he got 16 games. 2010, they got 10 games.
What is he
and by the way, they did make that conference finals I was talking about.
Yeah, what did he average in those games though? You're misleading the people by saying that.
No, it was against the Nets.
What did he average in those
Jason
games?
Kidd.
He had 24.
When they played Jason Kidd.
The first year in the playoffs, he averaged 24.
Yes,
Second
come
year,
on now.
He got 27. Cool. And then the year
And they went 6 games.
The year they got swept, he averaged 20. So they played 4 games. He got you 80 total points. And then
he did his thing.
The year after that, they got 7 games. He averaged 22. And
he had a 31-point game and a 28-point game in the Eastern Conference Finals before KG and Ray Allen.
Cool. All right,
Thank you.
Now, check it out. Now, check this out.
Danny Granger also has similar games.
The 3 years.
Oh my God!
Listen,
Rez, if you don't cut it out,
the 3 years that he had,
not Danny Granger.
When it was KG, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce, those 3 playoff series, he got you 19, 21, and 18.
Wish I could put a B on the screen
for those 3 years. So, like, he was part of their collective success. I'm not saying
that was collective.
Hey, worst Finals MVP: Paul Pierce or Tony Parker?
Oh, no, Tony Parker was a beast though. No, Tony Parker was a beast.
The year he got it, he deserved it.
Yeah, Paul Pierce is again another player I feel like that's get underrated. That nobody ever talks about.
But that
how did they leave Tony Parker off the top 75 though? Egregious.
Because he deserved to be there.
Egregious.
Because he deserved to be there.
What basketball did y'all watch?
You only care about Tony Parker because he played with Tim Duncan. That's why you know Tony Parker.
Not true.
That's why you know Tony Parker.
Not true. I remember Tony Parker when he put the glove on skates.
The worst snub it's the top. The NBA 75 was easily Dwight Howard. You do not leave a 4-time defensive.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Year.
Yeah, Dwight Howard. That's egregious too. But you know what that is. That's politics again.
So, like when you talk about Dwight Howard's prime, that 4 or 5 years, it was like he did everything. He did everything for Orlando. He didn't really have a post game. He still was giving you 23 points a game, double-digit rebounds, 3 blocks,
and the block
player of the year 3 times. So it's like. So when you talk about Paul Pierce
and beat LeBron to get to the finals,
worst finals MVP: Paul Pierce or Kawhi?
Oh, Kawhi earned
Kawhi for sure.
Kawhi.
Oh yeah, that Kawhi joke. Wow.
But they had to give it to somebody.
I'd say
give it to Van Fleet.
No, not the Toronto one, not the Toronto one, the San Antonio one.
No, the San Antonio one. I think Kawhi's MVP was better than Paul Pierce's MVP in that one.
The Toronto one or the San Antonio one?
The San
Antonio one.
I was talking.
I don't know.
You got to remember,
the thing is, San Antonio beat the hell out of.
That was the thing. They and it was all built around Kawhi Leonard being able to guard LeBron, and that was God level LeBron. That was God LeBron.
It was there was one game Danny Green couldn't miss. He
couldn't miss
anything.
It was
6 for 8.
They hit like 70% from 3 in the first half. So
that was crazy.
I remember in that
was the cramp year, right?
Series. Yeah, that was the cramp year. I remember in that series, dog. There was a time that Kawhi Leonard checked in the game, and they showed LeBron's face.
Like
like man, God.
Kawhi, he really was a claw.
Man. Like not this
guy. He's not that guy now, but when he was that guy, man.
All right, worst Finals MVP: Paul Pierce or Chauncey Billups?
Oh, Chauncey.
Chauncey was the catalyst of that team.
Yeah, I think he was the catalyst of that team.
Paul Pierce was the catalyst too.
Chauncey was the glue.
Yeah,
remember the big shots. They all made the big shots.
But the thing is that Detroit team was the whole point of Coach's son.
Worst Finals MVP: Paul Pierce or Joe Dumars?
Paul Pierce.
Joe Dumars got fired.
Nah, Joe Dumars.
Yeah, he was Finals MVP.
Mike really digging in the crates.
Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
I'm just mad at Paul Pierce for faking when he had to go pee.
No, he ain't have to pee.
He had a cramp, man. Before the Willis Reed. For the Willis Reed.
He had to get rid of those Boston baked beans.
If everybody, I mean, like my thing with Paul Pierce is he definitely had a great career. I at no point in my life thought to myself that Paul Pierce is the best small forward in the NBA.
Very entertaining. I love his personality. I think we need more personalities like his in the league because NBA players are dolls, like talking to rocks.
Literally.
But yeah, his reign was short like Leprechaun.
Leprechaun.
All I'm saying is y'all not giving him enough credit for guarding the best player and playing at a prolific level and being a leading scorer of your team. Y'all really poo-pooing that shit to the side.
But
Like Braun never guarded the best player ever.
LeBron never
To the end of the game.
Uh-oh.
To the end of the game.
Hey, they about to tell you about
To the end
when
of the
they about to
game.
tell you about when LeBron shut down Derrick Rose in the fourth quarters.
Shut up, Mike.
Exactly. And I'm a Bulls fan.
Prime Rose.
In the fourth quarter, he didn't guard him the whole game.
Why would he guard a point guard the whole game?
Yeah, why would he do
That's
that?
my point. That's my point. You had
really
LeBron
weird
the whole
logic.
game either. Because when he did, he was dropping 45 points on him. He didn't guard LeBron. Like, no one guarded LeBron the whole game. There's always a very collective effort from a lot of people. And he still was averaging like 40 points. These finals, when these guys got MVP for guarding LeBron, he was averaging 39, 13, and 8. Against him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that's the thing about.
So you wanted Paul Pierce to shut LeBron down.
Hold up, but that's the thing about Paul Pierce. When they played against the Lakers, it wasn't just Paul Pierce. It was James Posey, Tony Allen, Ray Allen.
Yep.
You know, it was everybody.
Yep. He didn't guard Kobe straight up.
He did
not guard Kobe straight up.
He would guard him in moments when they were like they're up 8, and Kobe's then he'll come out there and clap and do all that.
Yeah.
But to get the
all I'm saying is y'all not giving no credit for actually doing it. Seeing guys run. I've seen a lot of guys run when it's that time for that moment. They run.
Everybody has.
Oh no, you go get them. No, you go get them.
3-and-D guy. Every team has.
Is Paul Pierce better than Paul George?
DJ Walker, who makes it that far. They got a guy
my son loves Paul George.
That just guards the other team's best player.
Is Paul Pierce better than T-Mac?
Kevin Durant at the end of the game. Luka's not guarding Kevin Durant all game long. It's going to be some other guys, some other athletic wings, 6'7", 6'8", that's going to guard the best player. If you get the switch at the end of the game, yeah, you're not going to shy away from it, but you're not starting out from the tip. Luka's not going to guard KD the whole game. Kawhi's
LeBron run from KD
the whole game.
Run from KD.
Only guys that really guard each other like that are
you
like.
know what though? In about 10 years, you're gonna be mad as hell when people. In 10 years, you're gonna be mad as hell when people comparing Siakam to Paul Pierce.
Oh, you're gonna be so mad about how people talk about Paul Pierce in 10 years, bro.
Hey,
because he's not
you're gonna have a
I'm good with it. I'm making my point now.
Yeah, because in 10 years, when they're still celebrating that one ring that they got in 2000, when they're having a 30-year anniversary,
they're gonna have a 20-year anniversary.
They're gonna be like, dude,
they're gonna hang a new banner.
You already know that.
You know who nailed it? You know who nailed how I feel about Paul Pierce? Draymond Green.
Really?
When Paul Pierce
the bus driver
create his own farewell tour, and he said, "Who do you think you are?"
Come on, don't do Draymond like that. Don't do Draymond like that.
I would have snuffed Draymond.
They don't love you like
if Draymond said it to me, I would have snuffed his ass.
Come on, Mike. Don't do Draymond like that.
He a fake tough guy to me, but I don't like Draymond. The bus driver.
The Warriors don't win them titles without Draymond until they got KD.
Without them picks, you're right. He's a hell of a pick setter.
Yeah, so is Kevin Garnett.
Guess what? Well, guess what? Draymond's going to the Hall of Fame.
And sadly,
sadly
enough he is.
Well, the Basketball Hall of Fame, I think I got a vote last year.
Yeah,
I mean, they got Tony Kukoc in the Hall of Fame. Come on now, I mean, bro. I mean, it's not hard to get in the Hall of Fame.
They about to put Dana Barros in the Hall of Fame.
You said Dana Barros. Percy Hawkins in the Hall of Fame.
You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna put Nate Robinson's kryptonite phone posits in the Hall of Fame. Everybody gets in the Hall of Fame in the NBA.
Everybody getting Hall of Fame.
They was about to put Juan Dixon in there until that whole thing happened last year.
JJ Redick in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, JJ Redick might deserve it though.
Definitely JJ.
He's gonna get it for his college career.
Yeah,
he definitely
deserves it. Yeah. As much as I hate Duke and as much as I hate him, yeah, he deserves it.
Shout out to my Dukies.
Yeah,
shout out to my Dukies. Y'all know JJ from Virginia too.
Yo, I
didn't know you were a Duke fan, Mike.
Come on, man. Yes, sir.
Oh man, dog. I wear my Duke hat next time.
Yo,
soon as football season's over, I'm bringing my Duke gear out.
Yo, I never
had in the closet, it's all in the room.
I never had such a love-hate relationship with a player that I had with Jay Will.
Jason Williams?
Yeah, like he got it. Like, well, I'm not a Duke fan. I'm from Maryland. What the hell? But I'm just saying, like, but I like watching that dude play though. It was like such a love-hate thing. You know what I mean? Like,
those battles were epic. But when against Maryland, oh my God,
he won National Player of the Year twice, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. You know,
Jay Will's probably my favorite point guard of all time.
I saw that college basketball all-time list they did, and they had him at like number 10 or number 11. I was like, nah, man, like Jay Will might be top 3 for real.
Yeah, he had a hell of a college career.
In that era?
Yeah. I mean, of
Like,
course
I
you got
had
like
that damn
Kareem and shit.
motorcycle.
You know what I mean? You can't put him
Yeah,
above.
yeah, of course.
You can't put him above Kareem and Bill Walton and shit. But
Yeah, they were
Can't
just
put
prolific.
anyone with Kareem.
Kareem had
Nobody
basketball
messed
career
with
in the
Kareem at
NBA.
all on that level
But
at all.
he might have to go above Grant Hill on that list for real.
I think he is. I mean, I got him and Shane Battier as my favorite too.
You talking about Dookies?
Dookies?
Yeah, or I like Trajan Langdon. He was my
the
my
Alaskan
third.
I like
Assassin.
Trajan
Yeah.
Langdon. I like this name.
Trajan Langdon.
And I just like I was like that dude.
The first JJ Redick.
Is he still an assistant
No,
GM?
bro.
I don't know if he.
The most
Mike,
the
you know you
most
don't
exciting
know that
year.
information.
The most exciting year to be a Duke fan was the Zion year.
Oh yeah, that year was crazy.
Yeah.
I never liked
That
RJ
year.
Barrett
Obama
though.
your game? When Obama come to your game?
Yo,
Yo,
I can't
that
lie.
year was
I
crazy,
can't even.
dog.
That
I can't
year
even
was
lie to
nuts,
y'all. I can't
bro.
even lie to y'all. Don't
Super
tell none of
nuts,
my
dog.
Kentucky buddies. Don't tell none of my Kentucky buddies. But I almost cheered for that Duke team.
Hey man,
I was like
Yo.
that close, and then it fucked up
Dog.
because Residente told me, he was like, bro, don't even look at this team. We got the shooter that can't shoot.
We kept the shooter that can't
And I was
shoot.
just like,
Cam Reddish.
Cam
The
Reddish,
shooter
man.
that can't shoot.
Dudes
What?
love Cam Reddish, man. The guy
RJ
He was
Reddish,
brought in
dog.
as a 3-point specialist.
RJ Barrett really
And
thought he
could
was
not
Kobe.
shoot.
Could not shoot, dog. It's ridiculous.
Like RJ Barrett thought he was.
Yeah,
RJ
RJ Barrett was ass. Though. I never
He-
liked
RJ
Barrett thought he
RJ
was Kobe.
OJ Barrett thought he was the Kobe to Zion Shaq.
Yeah, really though.
Like
RJ Barrett, don't they call him the Maple Mamba?
Yeah, they call him Maple Mamba. Yeah.
Yes, is that guy? He was like,
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that's a hard ass nickname, man.
That is a good
the
one.
Maple
That's pretty
Mamba.
good. That's
Oh
his nickname.
man,
Maple
he's back
Mamba.
in Canada. He's been balling for the Raptors though this year.
Yeah, go do that out there, man.
Yeah,
Don't
please
ever
go
come
do
back.
that.
Yeah,
Not New York,
now
though.
all they gotta do
Everybody.
is trade for Andrew Wiggins and make the cipher complete.
And they might. He on the trade
Get
block.
Derek Schroeder.
You know what I'm saying? Get them
They might.
Canadians together.
I'm looking forward to the NBA season too.
They can't get SGA though. They ain't getting SGA.
Just get all the all
The Thunder number one in the West.
Get Dylan Brooks.
Still. Get the All Canada team. The All Canada team is going to watch some NBA teams.
Yeah, Jamal Murray.
Crazy.
They're going to watch. They're going to watch some NBA teams.
Yeah.
Hey, Rez.
Right.
I mean, not Rez. Hey, Cup. Bro, I just hit for another jump, dog. Yes, sir. On prize, I just hit for another jump, dog. Yeah, dog.
Tell us the legs on the jump.
What's up? But I guess
What was the
I
leg?
had Siakam. I knew he was going crazy against Philly. I had John Collins. Who's gonna win crazy tonight? Bridges for 2 3-pointers. I mean, it was a pretty testy type jump, but yeah, that jump just hit. I'm like, yes, sir.
How many legs you had? How many legs you put down on that?
Always 6, brother. Always 6. 40 for the 6 get you a stack. Easy math.
Okay,
Look, let me give y'all my strategy. I only play on 2 times. I play on Tuesdays and Fridays. But both of those days are free. You get your money back if you lose. So say you put $40 down, right? 6-man
is
jump.
that Prize Picks?
Yes, and if you lose, I probably should be giving this plug. Should I? We ain't got no sponsorship with them guys yet.
This is not an ad.
I know, but I'm telling you, bro, it's so worth it because y'all know sports, bro. It's so easy. Like, I'm for real.
Yeah, I won something.
No,
I won something on there a
to
couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, like you
know
man, I
what I'm
literally
saying?
do. What?
Shout out to Christian McCaffrey.
I had a Chiefs parlay because I think I had it was like a Monday night game. I think I had like 5 legs and I had 3, and I was like, East Coast, man, these games are going off at 11:30 midnight.
Yeah, they be wild.
Down. I'll see what happens the next day. Woke up, I was like, oh, it hit. Gambled it right back though. But you know,
you gotta put it back in the streets.
I even won some money off of Bailey Zappi.
Dog, I did one. I've done one. So I was at a casino, and y'all know the story, Cups. I was in a casino in Cherokee. I was like, oh, I'm in a casino. I might as well try to put something down.
Might as well
see what we can do. Dog, I had a 3-leg joint. Like I was like, I'm gonna play around. I picked James Madison, who hadn't lost all year long, was playing Appalachian State.
No.
They lost their first game of the season.
Man,
I was watching that too.
Appalachian State is, bro. They fought Michigan a couple times. It's my
Oh,
head.
yeah,
I get
hey.
nightmares, bro. Appalachian
So-
State,
so-
Lord have mercy.
Hey, Cups is So is it Sharon Moore or what?
The rumor I read said it's gonna be him.
I'm good with it. I'm good with it if it is him. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know who else we would turn to,
Brian Kelly.
but
So OC?
Huh?
we trying.
That was the original
to
rumor,
maintain
yeah.
the defense.
Oh, in Michigan.
Yeah, he would go to Michigan. That was the original
Oh,
rumor.
he's gonna be good. He's gonna be good there, bro.
Yeah, he can be all right.
But again, Michigan, as far as we're
You're
won,
national
we just won the-
champions, bro. You're national
We
champions.
just won the national champions.
Embrace
you know what
it.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
We good.
First full title
Looks
since
like Ryan
1948.
Day is trying to sell out.
How's it transfer
Ryan
portal?
Day is trying to sell out for
Is the transfer
I
portal
mean,
still open?
No. It
Players
opens
can
back.
leave because the coach left.
It's close.
Right. The players can leave because of the coaches, but the portal doesn't open back up until after spring practice starts.
How far is Michigan from Colorado? It's pretty close, right?
Not quite.
Close
Not
enough.
quite.
I saw Dion had these. He had the Colorado Dion's Nike cleats. He was like, "Who don't want to come wear these?" He had like 5 different pairs. I was like, "Listen, man, you
Whoever
still there
wanna
in
go
4
6
years,
and
I'm sending
6
my
will
son
be
to
there.
Colorado."
Whoever wants to go
Yo,
6 and
hey.
6 will be there.
Did Clemson get anybody in the transfer portal?
Dabo don't do the transfer
He
portal.
don't do the transfer portal.
But he said he's going to do it this year though.
I think they might have got a lineman, but they didn't get very much. But
Because see the thing that I found out about a lady so I was talking about this at a Clemson game that I was at, and a very nice white lady turned around and decided to give me an education on why they couldn't use the transfer portal, which I really appreciated. Shout out to you, white lady whose name I don't know right now. So she said that what was going on was that they didn't have scholarship slots because when they still had a lot of guys that were super seniors on like their 6th year of eligibility from the COVID years. And Dabo refused to cut those guys because he promised them they could finish their careers at Clemson. So because those guys were not playing and they were on the roster, eating up scholarship spots. So that was like 20 guys. That was like 20 scholarships that they did not have. So they had to free up the spots. Now those guys are leaving this year. So Dabo was supposed to be able to use those to get people in the transfer portal this year. So that's what the lady told me
yeah.
at the Clemson game, who heard me talking to somebody else and decided to turn around and give me
Yeah, that's what I heard, but I think they might have got one. I think they got one.
I heard something like that too. I think I was a clip from a podcast, and they were saying the same thing. It was that because some guy in Miami just got his 9th year of eligibility to play football.
Yeah, tight end.
So it's like,
Cam McCormick.
those guys are taking up spots.
Yeah.
So coaches are only taking on transfers instead of recruiting high school players because they have these 7. Like,
right.
Why are you out here 26 years old still playing college football?
Go to your home.
They get
Like,
paid,
no
bro.
NFL team is gonna be like, yo, it's not like you wouldn't play baseball and like, Brandon Wheaton, Chris Winkie kind of thing that you came back.
Go to your home.
But even with that wasn't successful. So there's not a lot of teams out there trying to draft 27-years. Like, dog, I gotta pay you $40 million when you're 30. Like, nah, I'm not doing that.
Go to your home.
So you better off just get your degree.
Go be a family man.
Insurance,
go
personal trainer or something.
UPS is hiring.
Yeah.
XFL, man. USFL.
Be big and strong working in T-Mobile or something. Because like
San Antonio Brahmas, baby.
Because if you needed 9 years
Birmingham
to beat out college players when you're a grown man, then this might not be for you.
The Renegades. Go Renegades.
They're the Renegades?
Yeah.
We the Renegades. Renegades. Go Renegades.
Michigan Panthers.
Birmingham.
Hey, the DC Defenders in the house.
All right.
They had that merger, right? With the XFL, the USFL merger.
Yeah, it's called the UFL now.
UFL.
I can't wait, dog. I'm ready.
I'm going with Birmingham.
Hey, that's where the Cowboys kicker came from.
We're gonna get a game. We're gonna get a game out there.
He came from the USFL.
They crying with his kids when he won a game.
And Kavonte Turpin. I'll return it.
Hey, we got a hot box live from a UFL game. We all meet at a UFL game and do a hot box.
I'm there.
You pay $100 to let you suit up.
I'm there.
Like 150 to get you.
They might let you suit up.
I know. I was mad at myself too.
For $300.
I was mad at myself
too. I still get it on the D line. I still get it on the D line.
I was mad at myself too. The championship game was here last year,
See,
but
you missed it.
I scheduled a date night thinking that the game was on Saturday, but it was on Sunday, so I messed up.
Oh man.
You
No,
know what I'm
Damn,
saying?
dog.
we outside. We gonna
I had to
meet.
go
We gonna
do
pick
the
a city. We
pottery.
gonna pick a game, and all of us meet at the game and go check out
I'm with
a
it,
game.
dog.
Hey,
I'm
that
with
was
it.
up, Mr. Logical, the pottery.
Hey, I'm with it. I like to travel.
All right.
Yeah.
Let us get out of here. We got some recording to do.
Oh, yeah, y'all still do the show
We
tonight?
definitely
Yeah, we still got a show.
that 3-hour mark.
Yeah.
The smoke has cleared. We appreciate
This was fire,
everybody
man.
for tapping
This was
into the
fire.
Hotbox. So we already know y'all about to go tap in with sports reports
As ordered.
You're
already dropped the YouTube link in the comments. I'm gonna drop it one more time so y'all already know where to transition before we sign off out of here, man. You know, we appreciate sports reports as ordered every time they pull
Every
up,
time,
man.
dog.
It's always Mr. Logical. Thank you for coming into your pilot episode.
thanks for the invite.
2-5.
Don't be a stranger, homeboy.
Man, you already
Please
Not at
don't,
all.
brother. Please don't.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
you already know
Hold on. Let me get my son on
Bag.
camera because he been rocking with us the whole night.
right now.
Yeah, get on up in here.
And you already know I had my dog, my brother, DJ, Mike P. Dallas Mike,
Already.
in the building. You already know, man, the one and only. Oh, TJ, my dog right here. Yes, sir. In the building, representing.
All right.
And we got
Young John Morant.
Residente, San Jose, representing.
I call him
building.
Namarant.
Not
Oh, that's cold, dog.
Morant.
No, my red is wild, yo.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man. Hey, look, I already dropped it in the chat. Y'all might as well go ahead and click that and wait.
Hey,
for them to
like
go ahead
and
load
subscribe,
that up,
too.
man.
Yes, sir.
Like, share,
So,
free.
like, and
It's free. Share it with your
Free.
grandma.
Free
As
to
for
support.
No problem.
Wow.
This has been the hot. You already know Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Friday, 7:00 Eastern Standard Time. So you already know, man. We love y'all so much, man. It's happening to us for the next time.
Peace.